Chapter 191. The energy room was filled with modernity. Upon entering the energy room, Fong Ping felt as if he had entered a space capsule. Although it was called a room, the energy room was actually a huge enclosed building. Fong Ping and Lu Fengru only entered the public area, which was divided into smaller rooms. Lu Fengru was not in a hurry to enter. She found a place to sit down and said, "Qin Fengqing has demonstrated the strength of a peak rank 3 martial artist. How do you feel?" "I can take a beating." Lu Fengru was stunned and speechless. However, he could take a beating. Compared to rank 1 and 2 martial artists, a peak rank 3 martial artist defense was extremely strong. A little. Lu Fengru nodded slightly. Other than the brain, the bones, meridians, and vitality of a rank 3 martial artist are all connected. When you're at peak rank 2, it's very difficult for you to concentrate all your vitality in one place. However, when you reach rank 3, it becomes very simple. Also, the limbs were scattered before, so their strength was not strong. It only reflected the strength of a single part. When you reach peak rank 3, it's the overall strength. When you use the same vitality outburst, you used 200 calories vitality outburst at rank 2. Do you think that a rank 3 also needs 200 calories vitality outburst to be able to compete with you? Fong Ping was a little dazed. He asked doubtfully, "You mean, it's a very simple logic. A 3-year-old child's vitality is also sufficient. Even if it's not 100 calories, it's still above 90 calories. Vitality is not the amount of blood. You have to understand this. A 3-year-old child exerts his full strength. According to the theory of vitality outburst, his vitality outburst might be close to 5 calories. Then let me ask you, if you used a move with 5 calories vitality outburst and collided with him, what would the result be?" "Mince meat." Fong Ping gritted his teeth. This was the result. It's good that you understand. The difference between rank 1 and 2 isn't obvious. Do you know why? Honing the limbs alone has no effect on the overall improvement. You're not stupid. When rank 1 and 2 martial artists hone their limbs, they are scattered and can't be connected. Actually, the difference between rank 2 and rank 1 martial artists isn't that big. It's just that the upper limit of vitality is increased, and there are more ways to attack. Rank 3 is completely different from rank 1 and rank 1. This is a stage that connects the previous and the next. Lu Fengru smiled and said, "That's why at rank 3, you can kill Gu Xiong with a vitality outburst of 100 calories. But are you talking about the rank 3 martial artist that you and Fu Changbing captured?" Lu Fengru sneered. "The rank 3 martial artist that you encountered was only a beginner. To truly embody the strength of a rank 3, one must at least completely hone their spine. At rank 3, there were 51 torso bones, 26 of which were vertebrae, 1 sternum, and 24 ribs. First temper the sternum, ribs, and then the spine." Fong Ping interrupted. "Doesn't that mean that among rank 3 martial artists, peak martial artists are the true embodiment of strength?" He said that he was going to finish honing his spine. Didn't that mean that he had finished honing all 51 bones? Lu Fengru frowned. "Let me finish. Who told you that this is peak rank 3? Bone honing was not the only thing rank 3 had to do. Bone honing first. After honing, the tendons, skin, blood, and flesh needed to be honed and nourished. Only when all of them had been honed to a certain realm would one be at peak rank 3. After bone honing, you're only an upper stage rank 3 martial artist. Xiele is one of them." "Is that so?" It was Fong Ping's first time hearing about this. It was not just the number of bone honing that divided the stages. Lu Fengru continued. "In rank 3, before the rib honing is completed, it's called early stage. Before the spine is completed, it's middle stage. When the bone honing is completed, then it's upper stage. Therefore, The strength of an upper stage rank 3 is the true elite martial artist. 1 against 10 middle stage rank 3 isn't a joke. On the contrary, the gap between peak rank 3 and upper stage isn't as big as you think. This time Fong Ping understood. Previously, when Qin Fengqing fought those rank 3 martial artists, it was like a game. However, against Xie, he looked relaxed, but he was extra cautious. The difference between upper stage and peak was not the difference in bones, but the difference in tendons, skin, and flesh. No wonder I said that Qin Fengqing was very relaxed before. Of course, a middle stage rank 3 martial artist would need to expend at least 3 times their vitality to defend against a casual outburst of his move. Do you think the other party could withstand Qin Fengqing's full blow? Before, Qin Fengqing was just playing with them. That means that rank 3 is actually divided into 2 levels. Early stage and middle stage rank 3 are one level, and upper stage and peak are the other. That's right, but I met someone before. He was also a peak rank 3 martial artist. I didn't think he was strong. Who? A researcher from a research institute. Peak rank 3 strength. His name is Pan Xiaoyang. Lu Fengru said casually, either you're wrong, or the other party is trash and has almost never learned any combat techniques. Otherwise, he could kill you easily. Fong Ping looked gloomy at her words. Pan Xiaoyang should be the latter, right? Otherwise, there was no need for him to compromise when he met him. According to Lu Fengru, he could kill him easily. However, it could also be that he was afraid of the many powerhouses in River City, so he did not dare to act recklessly. If that was the case, he still had to thank Pan Xiaoyang for not killing him? Lu Fengru did not care too much about this. After saying that, she said, the rank 3 stage is like this. You're all rank 3, but don't always think that you're powerful just because you've defeated an early stage rank 3 martial artist. Only upper stage rank 3 martial artists will be recognized by middle and high-ranked martial artists. They're the cornerstones of the martial arts world. If you want to fight Zhang Yu and widen the gap between you and other students, the only way is to enter upper stage rank 3. When that time comes, you'll be a true elite student of MCMU. Normal martial arts universities set rank 3 as the boundary and are known as elites. MCMU and CCMU, on the other hand, use upper stage as the boundary. These are the true elites, the school's prodigies. At this stage, you can graduate if you want. If you want to go out and work, there will be countless organizations that will welcome you. Only martial artists at this stage are the true privileged class in the martial arts circle. So, I was just a kid playing around before. You can think of it that way. Lu Fengru was very good at putting people down. Fong Ping was a little taken aback. Very quickly, Fong Ping recovered. He exhaled and said, Instructor, can I break through now? There's no rush. Relax. The 26 minor vessels in the spine must be cleared in one go. It's a little dangerous. Prepare the pills. If your vitality runs out or you run into trouble, don't panic. I'll keep an eye on you. When the minor vessels in the spine are cleared, the remaining 25 minor vessels won't be a problem. You can do it step by step. You can even do it another day. Remember, don't stop abruptly. If the nerves near the spine are damaged, you'll be paralyzed. Breaking through to rank 3 is relatively more risky. This is also one of the reasons why normal martial arts universities classify rank 3 as elites. Although the increase in strength is limited, you'll achieve bone honing sooner or later. It's not impossible for a rank 3 to be known as an elite. Got it. Fong Ping did not waste any more time. He sat cross-legged on the ground and started checking his body. Wealth, 21 million vitality, 525 calories, 525 calories mentality, 443 hertz, 443 hertz, bone honing, 126 bones, 90%, 80 bones, 30%. Wealth, Thanks to Pan Xiaoyang's 10 rank 1 vitality pills, 2 million in cash, and the 5 million old Wang transferred, Fong Ping's wealth had once again exceeded the 2 million mark. In terms of cash, Fong Ping had reached a new high of 27 million. However, he did not have that much now. He had gone to the logistics department in the morning to buy a rank 2 vitality pill, a rank 2 bone honing pill, and a rank 2 viscera shielding pill. The market price was 7 million, but Fong Ping had reduced it to 5 million. Fong Ping still had 5 million in cash. His condition was at its peak. After calming himself down, Fong Ping walked toward the main platform. Open a cultivation room. How long? Fong Ping turned his head to look at Lu Fengru. She said casually, 5 hours. I can use the rest of the time to consolidate. 50 credits. The martial artist at the main platform was meticulous and had no intention of bargaining. Fong Ping looked at Lu Fengru again. Lu Fengru glared at him. What's the point of looking at me? Do you think I'll pay you? Fong Ping smiled bitterly. He still remembered a certain instructor saying, when you're here, you can eat all the pills you want. Now, 50 credits. You're not even paying for a student, and you're calling yourself Wu Di. Aren't you embarrassed? There were only 80 credits left in his martial arts license. After Fong Ping paid the bill and received the door card, he was left with 30 credits. As he walked toward the cultivation room, Fong Ping complained, this is too expensive, 50 credits. 5 million, okay? You'll know when you go in. Fong Ping quickly understood what Lu Fengru meant. The moment he stepped into the cultivation room, Fong Ping suddenly felt his pores relax and his vitality become extremely active. Even his mentality, which had always been useless, seemed to be jumping with joy. Is this the effect of the energy mine? Yes, it feels good, right? Cultivating here will speed up the recovery of vitality. Also, your vitality will become more active and more sensitive. Your bone honing will be more detailed, and it'll be easier to open minor vessels. When you've accumulated enough credits, you can come here often to cultivate. Fong Ping did not reply. I have too much money to burn. However, cultivating and breaking through in this place did have its benefits. Without wasting any time, Fong Ping sat down cross-legged, ready to open minor vessels and break through to rank 3. Lu Fengru sat beside him. She lowered her voice and said slowly, sense the position of the minor vessels carefully. Remember, you must sense them clearly. Don't randomly open the vessels on the spine. Yes. Fong Ping responded and closed his eyes to adjust. After a while, he began to cultivate the methods of honing and carefully sensed the minor vessels near the bones of his torso. Seeing that Fong Ping had sunk into silence, Lu Fengru did not pay attention at first. After a while, she raised her eyebrows. Mentality, Lu Fengru was slightly surprised. Fong Ping was using his mentality to sense the minor vessels. He was a lower-ranked martial artist. Could he feel her mentality? Mentality was an innate ability of humans. However, the mentality of martial artists in the 3 lower ranks was very weak and could not sense it at all. Even among the 3 middle ranks, only rank 6 martial artists had the opportunity to sense the other energy in their bodies. Fong Ping seemed to be using his mentality to feel the minor vessels. Mentality could not be seen. It was shapeless and intangible, but it had a special fluctuation. Only martial artists who had come into contact with it and felt it before could sense it. Lu Fengru was a peak rank 6 martial artist. If it were by Ruashi, she would definitely not be able to sense it. This kid, what's up with him? An innate talent? Lu Fengru fell into deep thought. She had never encountered such a situation before. Did this mean that Fong Ping had a higher chance of entering Grandmaster than normal martial artists when he reached rank 6? A potential Grandmaster? Even Lu Fengru was shocked by this thought. She looked at Fong Ping deeply for a moment. Lu Fengru seemed to be thinking about something. She suddenly frowned and shook her head. Fong Ping did not know about this. Lu Fengru thought that he was using his mentality. Actually, Fong Ping did not think that way. He only listened to Lu Fengru and carefully sensed the location of his minor vessels. In the end, because he was in the energy room and there was an energy mine, Fong Ping's mentality was much more active. He was focused on sensing the minor vessels. In the end, it was as if he saw a human body structure diagram in his mind. This was also beyond Fong Ping's expectations. However, Fong Ping was not surprised. To him, this was not a big deal. When he cultivated, he could sometimes feel the meridians in his body and the flow of vitality. It was just that it was not as clear as this time. Now that he could clearly feel the location of the minor vessels, the next step was easy. Fong Ping began to use his vitality to break through these half-closed minor vessels. Too soon, Fong Ping had connected more than 10 minor vessels in a row. It's easier than I thought. What old Lu said scared me. Fong Ping's mind was slightly distracted. As he was distracted, the meridian diagram in his mind suddenly disappeared. Fong Ping's heart tightened. He immediately discarded these messy thoughts and continued to sense carefully. Lu Fengru, who was just about to attack, saw that Fong Ping's vitality had returned to normal. She sat back down and frowned slightly. This kid would not fail. Would he? However, seeing that everything went smoothly for Fong Ping, Lu Fengru was relieved. An hour later, Fong Ping, who was covered in blood, suddenly reached out and swallowed the viscera-shielding pill and bone-honing pill. Lu Fengru almost cursed it out loud. The minor vessels in the spine were already connected, yet you still took pills. How afraid are you of death? Connecting the minor vessels in the sternum and ribs was not that dangerous. The probability of injuring the internal organs was extremely low. In your case, I won't give you any pills, no matter how many I have. Lu Fengru cursed in her heart. She was not as stingy as Fong Ping thought. The reason why she did not give Fong Ping pills was because this guy did not take pills. He took pills in fights, sold pills, and prepared more pills than a once-honed martial artist when he broke through. It was a waste to give pills to someone like this. 2 hours later, Fong Ping swallowed a rank 2 vitality pill to cover up. At this moment, he suddenly opened his eyes and said joyfully, "It's connected." Lu Fengru was not surprised at all. Once the 26 minor vessels in the spine were connected, she knew that there was no risk. Cultivate and consolidate on your own. I'm leaving. Instructor, I don't have any more pills to restore my vitality. Chapter 192. After another 2 hours, Fong Ping's vitality flowed smoothly in his minor vessels. At this moment, Fong Ping stopped cultivating. I'm rank 3 now. Although he was not upper stage or peak, he was definitely a rank 3 martial artist now. I started learning martial arts in mid-April of year 08. At the end of March of year 09, I entered rank 3. In less than a year, Fong Ping, had entered rank 3. Wang Jinyang's achievement of achieving 3 ranks in a year was calculated from the moment he entered a martial arts university, not from the moment he started learning martial arts. Even Wang Jinyang had started preparing for the martial sciences examinations in year 1. Rank 3, catacombs, elite, this series of terms echoed in his mind. The ones who died the most and died the fastest are also rank 3. Similarly, 2 other numbers flashed in his mind. In recent years, rank 3 martial artists had died the most, and they were also the type of martial artists who died the fastest. Martial arts university students started learning about the catacombs at this time. They started walking into the catacombs, and they started to face the catacombs face to face. Therefore, many martial artists died at this stage, and they died very quickly. Fong Ping shuddered when he thought of this. It was not out of fear or excitement, but an indescribable anticipation and confusion towards the unknown. Am I going to start learning about the catacombs? What is the catacombs like? Are the creatures inside the same as humans? How dangerous is the catacombs? Will they fight as soon as they meet? Questions flashed in Fong Ping's mind. He did not have time to think about these. He focused on his status, wealth, 20, 8 million vitality, 540 calories, 576 calories, mentality, 430 hertz, 449 hertz, bone honing, 126 bones, 90%, 80 bones, 30%. He did not spend much wealth. Connecting minor vessels did not cost much to begin with. Fong Ping did not plan to recover his vitality either. In the energy room, he even consumed a rank 2 vitality pill. He would be an idiot to use his wealth to recover. My vitality limit has increased by 51 calories. Connecting minor vessels this time had such a huge increase. No wonder most martial artists can reach 1,000 calories vitality. When they reach peak, as he spoke, Fong Ping suddenly stood up and hurried out. Reception. Teacher, I've cultivated for 4 hours. I'm checking out now. The instructor at the front desk glanced at him and said after a while, there's no such thing. It doesn't matter if it's used or not. It's all the same. Teacher, the energy mine has started to release energy. There is no way to retreat. Do you understand? Teacher, it's useless to say anything else. Fong Ping looked at the stubborn instructor and felt a little helpless. 10 credits. Okay? It was very expensive. He glanced at the few people who had just entered the hall and suddenly shouted, 1 hour of cultivation time in the cultivation room. 9 credits. The instructor at the front desk was stunned for a moment. He gave Fong Ping a long look and remembered him. At Fong Ping's roar, someone asked with interest, 5 credits. I'm fighting for it. 8 credits. If you don't want it, then forget it. I'll just leave it empty. All right, deal. For martial artists, 2 credits were also precious. They would save as much as they could. Very soon, there were martial artists trading with Fong Ping. This kind of transaction required the use of a computer. In the end, the instructor at the front desk suddenly said, 1 credit per use. Fong Ping almost vomited blood. This guy, that was enough. Seeing that time was passing, Fong Ping naturally could not go outside to trade with the other party. He could only acquiesce to the instructor's words. Obviously, this credit could only be paid by Fong Ping. The martial artists doing the transaction would not pay. 7 credits. I lost a normal vitality pill. He took a deep look at one of the instructors, then looked at his badge. Songingji. Very good. Fong Ping, will remember. When I take control of MCMEU in the future, I'll arrange for you to clean the toilets and compensate me 100 times the loss of pills. Recently, he remembered a lot of people. CCMEU's Fong Wenxiang owed him a high-ranked pill. NMEU's Wang Jinyang owed him 45 million. Now, he was MCMEU's instructor Song. He owed him 100 vitality pills, grade to be determined. Song Yingji saw Fong Ping looking at his badge and chuckled. My strength is average, rank 5. Do you want to spar? Forget it, instructor Song. I'm not that narrow-minded. Fong Ping grinned, looking like an obedient student. He quickly walked out of the energy room. After he left, Song Yingji laughed. Good boy, I'd like to see how you're going to take revenge on me. Walking out of the energy room, Fong Ping ran into Qin Fengqing. Qin Fengqing was mopping the floor. Yes, mopping. Seeing Fong Ping, Qin Fengqing said awkwardly, Fong Ping, lend me 300,000. I don't have money. Fong Ping, what kind of relationship do we have? You're not going to say that. Yes, and you owe me 300,000. I'll remember that. After saying that, Fong Ping left in a hurry. Qin Fengqing was dumbfounded. He mumbled, You didn't borrow it. Did Fong Ping borrow money? Qin Fengqing could not help but glance at the supervising martial artist in the hall. The other shook his head. Don't look. I didn't pay for you. Then why do I owe him 300,000? How would I know? Mop the floor properly. Don't be lazy. Leave when someone sends you the money. You. Qin Fengqing was furious. He took out his phone and dialed a number, yelling, Zhang Yu, if you don't send me the money, I'll beat up your lover every day. Get lost. An angry curse came from the phone. Soon, the call was hung up. The supervising martial artist glanced at him. Many people had a death wish. Most of them were dead, but Qin Fengqing was still alive. It was strange. After leaving the southern area, Fang Ping went to the logistics department again. The logistics department was much quieter now. Many students had chosen to order online. Seeing Fang Ping, Old Man Li was in low spirits. Fang Ping was out of stock. He could not be bothered with him. Soon, however, Old Man Li's eyes brightened. He said with a smile, Student Fang Ping, have you collected the credits for breaking through from rank 2 to rank 3? No. Hurry up and go. It's 200 credits. Old Man Li was very considerate. Breaking through to rank 1 would reward 50 credits, rank 2 100 credits, and rank 3 200 credits. These were all free. For a rich person like Fang Ping, now that he was rank 3, he probably would not lack credits in the future. Fang Ping did not hesitate. He collected the credits immediately. After collecting the credits, he ran over and said, 217 credits. Give me 80 normal vitality pills. Get lost. 80 pills. Fang Ping said firmly, Instructor, I've exchanged so many pills with you. Also, the platform has saved you a lot of trouble. You can't even give me a small discount? I'm not selling them. I'm giving them to our club members to fatten up. They're all aspiring martial artists. It's not easy. Old Man Li frowned slightly. Fang Ping's expression was firm. I don't have the money. Otherwise, I should give one to each of us. 108 pills. If you think 108 pills, hee. Old Man Li was so angry that he laughed. How dare you open your mouth? The things in the exchange office are recorded. I can't give you more than you want. Nothing can be accomplished without rules. Instructor, my sister's name is Fang Yuan. She doesn't have any rules. Old Man Li was speechless. After a while, he said, Don't sell them anymore. If I find out, I won't. Fang Ping shook his head. It would be terrible if you found out. How could you find out? Here, after deducting all of Fang Ping's credits, he obtained 80 normal vitality pills. His wealth instantly increased by 26 million. It's 22.06 million now. Fang Ping calculated and left in a hurry. 5 minutes later, Chen Yunxi was distressed. I really don't want to buy them. I have enough pills. I don't need so many. Your parents need them. They don't need them. What about your relatives? They don't need them either. What about your friends? They don't lack pills. Doesn't anyone in your family need pills? Chen Yunxi was exasperated. Was this still a school? Chen Yunxi was exasperated. Sighing, Chen Yunxi was speechless. You're always selling pills. Don't you use them yourself? I need money. Then what about your cultivation? Arduous cultivation. Fang Ping was a man of few words. He was here to sell pills. There was no point in talking so much nonsense. How much? 80 pills. The market price is 8 million. Just 7. 6 million will do. Fang Ping calculated. This way, he could increase his wealth by another 2 million. Chen Yunxi was annoyed. It's even more expensive than last time. I'm not buying. Support me. I'm almost a grandmaster. When I'm a grandmaster, I'll definitely return it to you. Fang Ping did not plan to lower the price. As for earning a few 100,000 from her, it would not be too late to return it when he became rich. You won't regret investing in me today. I'm a rank 3 now. Chen Yunxi's expression changed slightly. She said in disbelief, Rank 3? Yes, Grandmaster is not far away. I'm earning money now to prepare for entering the catacombs. Once I enter the catacombs, I don't know if I'll survive or not. As Fong Ping spoke, Yang Xiaoman suddenly pushed the door open and entered. She said excitedly, Yunxi, my instructor said he might bring us into the catacombs this summer to prepare for the future. Fong Ping, why are you here? Fong Ping's expression changed slightly. They were really going into the catacombs. He had just said it casually. He did not expect that not only would he enter, but he would also inform the rank 2 Yang Xiaoman. Chen Yunxi was also stunned. She glanced at Fong Ping. She thought Fong Ping was just talking nonsense. She did not expect him to really enter the catacombs. Thinking of this, Chen Yunxi nodded. Then leave the pills. I'll transfer the money to you later. Okay, thanks. Fong Ping put down the pills and turned to leave. As soon as he left, Yang Xiaoman asked hurriedly, He sold you pills again? Yes, he said he wants to enter the catacombs. He's short on money now, so… You bought them? How much did you pay for them? Chen Yunxi was slightly embarrassed. She said softly, 7 million. 80 pills? Oh, that's good. He didn't cheat you this time. Yang Xiaoman was slightly surprised. She did not expect Fong Ping to sell them to Chen Yunxi for less than 10% off. He was quite reliable. Chen Yunxi blushed slightly. 600,000 was just spare change. It was better than being laughed at by Xiaoman. Fong Ping was not interested in the conversation between the two. At this moment, he was only thinking about entering the catacombs. The summer vacation was not far away. Ma Shan had entered April. It was only 3 months away from the summer vacation. 3 months. He was thinking about whether he could achieve upper stage rank 3 in 3 months when Fu Changding walked toward him. Seeing Fong Ping in the corridor, he asked in surprise, Where did you go this morning? Nowhere. What's up? Just now, my instructor said that in June, the school will organize a group of rank 2 martial artists to enter the catacombs. Recently, the special training classes will be reorganized. The classes will continue and mainly teach knowledge about the catacombs. In June? Yes, that means it's less than 3 months. Fu Changding heard that and said, Don't worry, it's the first time. They won't go too deep. Also, there's an instructor with you. It's very safe. Stop raising flags. Fong Ping complained. The more he said that, the easier it was for something to happen. He had to be more careful. It was better to rely on himself than on others. Fu Changding and the others were out of their minds, but he was not. In the catacombs, where modern technology was not available, transportation was done by walking and communication was done by shouting. It was all too common for instructors and students to get lost. Rather than relying on instructors to protect him, he might as well rely on himself. Also, he had to make a trip to the southern area as soon as possible to memorize the topographic map, lest he got lost and could not find his way back. Also, he had to stock up on some wealth and vitality pills. He had to change his weapon. Maybe a C-class one would be more suitable. Also, he had to ask some regulars in the catacombs how to survive more safely. The task was heavy. Fu Changding was speechless when he saw how worried Fong Ping was. Did this guy have to be like this? Fong Ping ignored him and walked out directly. He had to make a trip to the company. At the same time, MCMU, Vice Chancellor's office. Huang Jing said respectfully, Instructor, I've already informed the others that MCMU will organize 100 rank 2 martial artists to enter the catacombs this time. When these people survive in the catacombs smoothly, I think they'll become a powerful elite team of martial artists in no time. Sigh, the old Vice Chancellor sighed softly and mumbled, Rank 2, they're still children. Students are all children, but children need to bear the responsibilities they're supposed to bear. For now, we'll only let them move around in the areas that have already been cleared. The level of danger is not high. The old vice-chancellor did not say anything else. He thought for a while and said, "Make arrangements in advance. Don't go into the catacombs without knowing anything. Also, when the time comes, you'll protect them secretly." Huang Jing frowned slightly, but he still nodded. "Right now, 22 entrances are already stretched thin. I don't know if one more entrance can hold up. I only hope that in the next 1 or 2 years, more elite martial artists will emerge." The old vice-chancellor sighed and continued, "The situation in other areas isn't looking too good either. Have you seen the news? In the African area, a government has launched missiles." "Yes, I've seen it. The local catacombs entrance should have been breached. I'm afraid it'll be difficult to cover up the catacombs incident any longer. Some countries can't withstand the pressure. Right now, they need every citizen to be a soldier in order to withstand it. Once it's made public, I'm afraid we won't be able to see the peaceful lives of humans anymore." The old vice-chancellor sighed again. Huang Jing said calmly, "Maybe this is also a new opportunity. After all, martial artists are the minority. If this goes on, Sino Nation won't be able to withstand it. We can only use human lives to fill the gap. We can rely on numbers to give martial artists time to breathe." These words were very cold-blooded, but the vice-chancellor did not say anything. When the time came, this was the only choice they could make. Not thinking about this anymore, the old vice-chancellor said again, "The government may support the local area. This is a disaster for all mankind. Let some of the instructors prepare." Huang Jing wanted to say something but stopped. The old vice-chancellor shook his head and said, "At least at this time, we can't just sit back and watch. Unless we can't hold it anymore. All right. I hope everyone can return safely." Chapter 193. Prosperity Building. Fong Ping went straight into the company. At this moment, Distance finally had a front desk. Seeing Fong Ping, the new receptionist did not know him and was about to stop him when Li Qingze came out to greet him. "Mr. Fong, let's talk inside." Fong Ping did not stop and quickly entered Li Qingze's office. As soon as they entered, one of the employees in the office area whispered, "That person just now is our boss, right?" "Yes, it's him. MCMU's genius, the champion of the previous national championship. Dongxing Company was acquired by us because CEO Fong defeated Dongxing's boss. CEO Fong was ranked 1 before, but I heard he's already rank 2 now." "Rank 2? Someone was speechless. This boss of theirs was shockingly young. His freshman year was not even over yet. CEO Fong rarely comes here, but our company hasn't been making any money. I wonder if CEO Fong will come. Some people were worried, but others said confidently, 'It's okay. We'll make money sooner or later.' CEO Fong has a lot of influence, especially in MCMU. His connections are terrifying. The online shopping platform we made before is now used by MCMU. Think about it. If he didn't have that much influence, would MCMU use our platform?" CEO Fong won't be so short-sighted. Although they were talking, their voices were very soft. They did not dare to make any noise. They were all watching Li Qingze's office from the corner of their eyes. Inside the office, Fong Ping looked at the information. After a while, he said, "You've expanded to the South Contribution District?" "Yes. The food ordering platform and express delivery point have been set up in the South Contribution District. Since you defeated Wei Dongsheng and displayed your strength in the national championship, many people have heard of your name. Some of the troubles from before have disappeared." "The strength I displayed before was only rank 1. Fong Ping thought for a while and said, "In a few days, the Martial Arts University's rank 2 ranking list will be updated. When that time comes, I'll probably be in the top 20. You can publicize it a little." Rank 2 ranking list? Li Qingze was stunned. He knew that Fong Ping had broken through rank 2. However, Fong Ping had broken through not long ago. The Rank 2 ranking list only included 100 people. There were 100,000 martial arts universities in the country. Most of them were Rank 1 and aspiring martial artists, accounting for nearly 90%. Rank 2 accounted for the remaining 90%, close to 10,000 people. With the same decreasing ratio, there were only about 1,000 Rank 3 martial arts university students distributed among various martial arts universities. These were the cream of the crop of martial arts university students. There were 100 people in the ranking list. Fong Ping had gone from Rank 1 to the front ranks of Rank 2 in such a short time. Fong Ping chuckled. Although Rank 2 isn't much, the martial artists on the Rank 2 ranking list are at least equivalent to the strength of a normal middle stage Rank 3 martial artist. I think the others can understand this. Unless a martial artist of upper stage Rank 3 and above comes looking for trouble, even then they'd have to consider if I, an MCMU rookie, am that easy to bully. My instructor is a peak Rank 6 martial artist, and he has a grandmaster powerhouse behind him. Fong Ping was an expert at bluffing. There was no need to be too thorough, just a little reminder. One was a peak Rank 6, and the other was a grandmaster with such a lineup who would be stupid enough to find trouble with a small company. If Fong Ping was a Rank 1 martial artist, everyone might not think that his instructors in martial arts universities would be useful. However, he had made it to the front ranks of the Rank 2 ranking list so quickly. Even MCMU's leaders would pay attention to a prodigy like this. Naturally, smart people would understand this. When Li Chengze heard what he said, his face lit up with excitement. He said hurriedly, "You mean expand?" Fong Ping said in a low voice, "The previous steps were too small, too slow. From now on, carry out the expansion of Magic City. Have you done a budget? How much money do you need to carry out the layout of Magic City now?" "You mean the express delivery and catering?" "That's right. Another 20 million. That'll be enough." Li Chengze was also slightly excited. He hurriedly reported a number. Fong Ping glanced at him. From the beginning until now, he had invested more than 15 million. However, up until now, the layout of 2 districts had not been completed. MCMU had a total of 6 districts. Now that they had completed the layout, it actually only required 20 million. It was not that Fong Ping had to pay more because he had more money, but he was considering whether it would be a problem to spend so much money in the early stages. He had always wanted to find someone to supervise. It was not Fong Ping's personality to monopolize power and hand it over to one person. Even blood brothers had to settle accounts clearly, but he did not have a suitable candidate in Magic City for this. However, considering that the early stages were already more expensive, the various preparatory work, the construction of the platform, and the establishment of channels all required money. It was not impossible to spend more. Even if he had doubts in his heart, Fong Ping would not show it on his face. He heard what was said and said, 20 million can complete the layout in Magic City. What about the time? About 3 months. Too slow. Fong Ping was not very satisfied. He thought for a moment and said, "Speed up. It's best to solve the problem within a month." This, increasing the intensity of publicity, is nothing more than spending more money. There's no need to save small amounts. I'll transfer another 20 million to the company's account later. However, I won't invest any more money in the future expansion. In the early stages, our scale is small, and the loans are not much. It's a waste of time. When the scale is larger, financing and loans are both ways to solve the problem. When the layout in Magic City is complete, prepare people to go to River City in Nanjiang to open up the market. I've also spoken to a few students from NMAU. When we get there, they'll probably be martial artists by then. If necessary, you can look for NMAU's Martial Arts Society president, Wang Jinyang, to solve the problem, so you don't have to worry about trouble. Then, about the legal representative developing across provinces required a middle-ranked martial artist to oversee the operation. I won't consider this when I'm not rank 4 yet. Fong Ping did not care too much. By the time he reached Nanjiang, it would probably be the next semester. By then, he might not be unable to enter rank 4. If he really did not enter, it was fine too. There were many ways to solve these problems. Whether it was looking for Wang Jinyang or Lu Fengru, it was just a small price to pay. Li Chengze was stunned again. How confident was the boss to say that he would consider this when he had not reached rank 4? Fong Ping saw the situation and laughed. What are you looking at? I've already entered rank 3, but there's no need to tell the public. After entering rank 3, I'm just a nobody. Now that I'm maintaining my rank 2 reputation, I can at least show my face on the ranking list. Of course, this would not last long. In April, when the ranking list was updated, he would probably be there. By May, Fong Ping would probably not be there. After he broke through, he collected his credits from MCMAU. The ranking update had already entered the system. It was the end of the month now, so the ranking list should not be updated. However, Fong Ping would definitely not be in the next update. If he disappeared from the ranking list, those who really paid attention to him would know that Fong Ping, had entered rank 3. What Fong Ping needed to do was to make himself stronger in this time gap. Rank 3, Li Chengze was stunned. Rank 3 already? When he met Fong Ping, he was an aspiring martial artist. At that time, it was August 2008. It was not even April 9th yet. This was too fast. When he first chose to rely on Fong Ping, it was also because he saw Fong Ping's identity as an MCMAU student and his twice-honed potential, who knew that Fong Ping would improve faster than he imagined. No, much faster. Fong Ping ignored him. He took out a small bottle from his pocket and placed it on the table. Here are 5 normal vitality pills. Your vitality wasn't too weak in the first place. Now, it should be above 135 calories, right? Mr. Fong, become a martial artist soon. Back then, I said that I would make you a martial artist in 3 years. If you use 5 vitality pills, there's hope for your vitality to reach 150 calories. Of course, don't count on twice honing, Li Chengze said hurriedly. I dare not hope for that. What a joke. Going from 150 calories to 180 calories was much harder than going from 100 calories to 150 calories. The consumption was also much higher. He was not young anymore. Even if he was still young, he would not keep waiting for a twice-honed, who did not know if there would be any results. When your vitality reaches 150 calories and you break through, if I'm not a middle-ranked martial artist yet, I'll help you find a middle-ranked martial artist to help you break through. As for the pills you need to break through, Li Chengze said immediately, I have some savings of my own. We'll talk about it when the time comes. Fong Ping did not say that he would definitely prepare them for him. There was no such thing as a free lunch. Li Chengze had to at least show his value. Currently, his value had already been depleted. In less than a year, Fong Ping had already given him 6 normal vitality pills. Everything had to be given in order to be rewarded. Expand as soon as possible. Speed first. Also, if anyone wants financing, give me a call. I'll consider it. Distance's value could not be reflected now. At least, looking at its net assets, it had always been in a state of loss. Whether or not it could increase his wealth would depend on how much others perceived it. All right, I'll let you know immediately if there's any news. Fong Ping did not say anything else. As he walked out of the company, he thought for a while and mumbled, I need to find someone to balance things out. Who should I find? The company was getting bigger and bigger, and the investments were also increasing. To put it bluntly, if he died in the catacombs one day, even if his family found out about the company, they might not be able to get their hands on it. When that happened, would it not benefit others? Also, I hope that this kind of peaceful life can last for a few more years. Fong Ping prayed. If there was an upheaval, It would not matter if it was on a small scale, but if it was on a large scale, then the business system would probably be affected. When that happened, unless it was a business that dealt in daily necessities or martial artist necessities, other businesses would probably go bankrupt. I've invested $35 million in total. I wonder if anyone is willing to pay a high price for financing. Fong Ping sighed again. If a rich person came along and valued him at a few billion, maybe after the financing was completed, he would immediately have a few billion more wealth. There was one thing that was especially good about the system. It only calculated the current value. Even if the value dropped to an unsightly level, his wealth would not be reclaimed. What Fong Ping needed to do was to maximize the current value. As for what would happen in the end, that was not within his consideration. If society was really in chaos, money would not be of much use. Those institutions' investments were the same no matter who. Just as he was thinking about this, Fong Ping's phone vibrated. Without looking at the message, Fong Ping knew that Chen Yunxi's money had been transferred to his account. His wealth had increased by another 2 million, reaching 24.06 million. The cash he had on him had also exceeded 30 million, reaching 34.6 million. Transferred 20 million to the company, leaving 24.06 million in wealth, 14.6 million in cash, and 5 normal vitality pills. This was the bottle that Pan Xiaoyang had given him previously. Fong Ping did not sell it just now. According to the system's bone honing consumption, honing one bone requires 600,000 wealth. There are only 51 torso bones, so about 30 million wealth should be enough, Fong Ping calculated in his mind again. However, Fong Ping had a hunch that this would not go according to his expectations. He did not know about the ribs and sternum, but the spine was one of the most important bones in the human body, second only to the skull. Countless rank 3 martial artists had reached a bottleneck when honing their spine, wasting endless time and resources. How could the system allow him to quickly complete the honing of the spine at the speed of 600,000 wealth for one bone? I'll know when I try later. Without thinking about this, Fong Ping rushed to the university again. That night, Fong Ping also received a notice from the university. On the 1st of April, the university reorganized the special training classes. This time, the special training classes were not targeted at the new students, but at all the rank 2 martial artists in the university. There were many rank 2 martial artists in MCMAU, close to 1,000. It could be said that the big 2, MCMU and CCMU, had at least 10 or more rank 2 and rank 2 martial artists in SNMAU. There were close to 1,000 rank 2s. Not everyone had received the notice. Fong Ping did not know the exact number. However, a few rank 2 martial artists in the freshman year received the notice. As the best of the new students, they were obviously not comparable to the rank 2 martial artists in their junior and senior years. Rank 2 martial artists, Fong Ping mumbled, "Should I go? Should I go? I'm a rank 3. However, he could only think about it. He had entered rank 3. If even rank 2 martial artists were forcibly recruited, it was even more so for him as a rank 3. Rather than being with other rank 3 martial artists, it was better to mix in with the rank 2 martial artists. At least it would be much safer. Fong Ping did not believe that the university would send so many rank 2 elites to their deaths. The university, on the other hand, did not care much about rank 3 martial artists. Also, there will definitely be benefits. Rank 3 martial artists might not. They have to take on the missions themselves. After thinking this through, Fong Ping did not have any objections to joining the special training classes. He was a rank 3. When faced with danger, he would be more resilient than the rank 2 martial artists. Fong Ping did not care about the text anymore. He focused and continued practicing his stance, trying to hone his bones with the system. However, as soon as he honed his bones, Fong Ping's face turned green. He did not know if it was because his sternum was too big or if the system was cheating him again. He had just increased the honing progress by 1% when he stopped immediately. 30,000 wealth points. Fong Ping's face darkened. It was only 10,000 before, but now it had multiplied several times. If that's the case, doesn't one bone cost 8 million? Then 51 bones would be close to 100 million wealth points. Who said that cultivating to upper stage rank 3 would cost 100 million? Fong Ping complained. Entering rank 3 and cultivating to upper stage rank 3 would definitely cost a lot of money, but it would not be 100 million. Not to mention, he had not calculated anything else. Vitality still had to be honed along with the body. For a normal person to grind from aspiring martial artist to rank 1 million was enough. From rank 1 to rank 2, 10 million was more than enough. From rank 2 to rank 3, the consumption was not as great as from rank 1 to rank 2. Rank 1 and 2 martial artists could actually be seen as the same rank. Their bones were all honed in the limbs. In other words, 30 million was enough for a normal person to become rank 3 martial artist. Of course, the time was uncertain. It was normal to spend a few decades. From rank 3 to peak rank 3, the consumption would increase greatly. It would at least be close to 40 to 50 million. If the resources consumed by a peak rank 3 martial artist were converted to money, it would be worth close to 100 million. This was the reason why Sino Nation allocated so much money to martial arts universities every year. Most of the funds were used on these martial artists. Rank 1 and 2, on the other hand, did not receive much subsidies. In order to speed up and rush for time, Fong Ping had actually used up a lot of money. It was comparable to the consumption of a normal person to peak rank 3. In the end, he only realized now that the consumption would be even higher. Doesn't this mean that when I reach peak rank 3, I'll have to spend at least twice as much as a normal person? More than 200 million? Fong Ping felt a little helpless. If he had money, he would not care. There were gains and losses. If he improved quickly, he did not mind spending a little more money. Others would not even think about it. There were many rich people, but simply throwing money at it did not mean that one could become a powerhouse. There was still hope in the 3 lower ranks, but after entering the 3 middle ranks, it was no longer a matter of money. In reality, even a rank 3 martial artist who honed their spine did not rely solely on money. They also had to rely on talent. Of course, it was different with resources. The other party could enter the energy room, feel the condition of the bones more easily, and recover vitality more easily. This was also an advantage, but most people could not afford this price. More than 20 million wealth is only enough for me to hone more than 10 bones. I can't even enter middle stage rank 3. Fong Ping felt a little helpless. What should he do next? He had used up all the cash and wealth he had. There was a chance that he could enter middle stage rank 3, but there was no way he could enter upper stage rank 3. I'll take it one step at a time. I don't know if the special training class has a lot of benefits this time. If there is, maybe it'll be my chance to enter upper stage rank 3. Fong Ping did not use his wealth to hone his bones. Using wealth to hone bones had its pros and cons. Now that he did not have much wealth, he would not go on missions for the time being. At this time, relying on his own vitality to nourish and hone his bones was also a preparation for the future. Moreover, Fong Ping also considered that if he could not achieve upper stage rank 3, using his wealth to cultivate combat techniques would be more appropriate. Chapter 194. In the next few days, Fong Ping relied on himself to nurture and hone his bones. From the 27th to the 1st of April, Fong Ping only completed honing his sternum after 5 days. At this rate, it would take him more than 8 months to reach upper stage rank 3. Actually, this speed was already shocking. It would only be the end of the year after 8 months. However, Fong Ping was extremely dissatisfied. The genius martial artists he knew all progressed very quickly. Old Wang aside, Qin Fengqing had already reached peak rank 3. In January of 2008, he was only peak rank 1. In July, he had stepped into rank 3. From the beginning of rank 3 to peak rank 3, it had only been 8 months. This was in addition to the cultivation time during his peak period. As for CLA, he achieved rank 3 in October of 2008. Now he was upper stage rank 3. It had only taken him about half a year. These genius martial artists improved extremely quickly at this stage. Fang Ping was a thrice-honed martial artist. His speed should not have been slow. Now he seemed to be slower than CLA. CLA must have had other opportunities. How do those rank 5 students cultivate? Fang Ping was really curious now. How did these rank 5 students do this? Even Wang Jinyang was about to be a junior. Could he achieve rank 5 in his senior year? Maybe, but Fang Ping did not believe that he could achieve rank 6 before graduation. They all have opportunities. Fang Ping sighed. He had the system, but the others had their own family background and other opportunities. It was not easy to shorten the distance between them quickly. 1 St. of April, Wednesday. As soon as Fang Ping arrived at the classroom, Fu Changding came over and said, "The rank 2 ranking has been updated. You're only 18th. They're looking down on you." Fang Ping turned his head to look at him. Oh, he did not say anything else. "Aren't you angry?" Fang Ping was not in the mood to pay attention to him. "Next month, you'll find out that I have no ranking. Won't you be angry?" He had told Chen Yunxi that he had achieved rank 3. However, Chen Yunxi was a taciturn person. Unlike the others who kept their mouths shut, no one knew that Fang Ping had achieved rank 3. Most of MCM View's instructors knew, but they were not talkative. Until now, Fu Changding and the others still thought that Fang Ping was rank 2. Fang Ping, among the top 20 in the rankings, 6 of them are MCMU students. Other than you, there are 5 others. 3 of them are in the top 10. Do you want to challenge them and increase your ranking? I know that when the special training class is reorganized, they will also enter. Oh, if they're all in the same class, I think they'll have to face each other sooner or later. For example, choosing a class monitor or something, and then giving some credits. Can you just watch as someone else takes it away? Yes. Fang Ping, does this mean that you're ready to challenge them? Fu Changding said excitedly. Then I'll get everyone from our class to cheer for you. Fang Ping glanced at him. After a while, he said, "Why are you so excited?" This guy had just arrived, and he was already setting up a target for him. Something was wrong. Fu Changding was at a loss for words. Beside him, Tang Songting said calmly, 2 days ago, he was sparring with someone in the Martial Arts Society and was beaten up. It was Chun Pengfei, who is currently ranked 8th. Fang Ping said in surprise, "You've got guts. You actually dared to spar with the top 10 martial artists on the rank 2 ranking list?" A rank 2 martial artist had to hone a total of 126 bones. A rank 1 martial artist who honed their lower limbs could only be considered a middle-stage martial artist with 93 bones honed. A rank 1 martial artist who honed their upper limbs could only be considered a middle-stage martial artist with 95 bones honed. Fu Changding had 71 bones honed in mid-February. Less than 50 days had passed, and his progress was not slow. He had honed 88 bones, an average of 1 every 3 days. However, he had not reached middle stage rank 2 yet. Challenging a martial artist who was stronger than Gu Xiong now was courting death. Fu Changding said sheepishly, "No way. Chow Chow just likes to make fun of me." Tang Songting snorted. He hated that bastard Fu Changding had given him this nickname. He's suffering because of his pride. A few days ago, the vice president of the Martial Arts Society, Qin Fengqing, fought with the president. Qin Fengqing claimed that he was invincible among rank 3 martial artists. He said that Zhang Yu was a rank 3, and that he could beat him until he called for his father. In the end, President Qin was carried out of the Martial Arts Society. Fu Changding was there too. He had to copy President Qin and say that he was invincible among rank 2 martial artists. That's not all, but he said that the rank 2 ranking was just for show. Now you know what happened. Fong Ping was stunned. He asked in surprise, "You didn't get beaten to death?" He was asking for it. Were these guys so irascible now? Fong Ping knew that Qin Fengqing said he was invincible among rank 3 martial artists. He was there too. However, Qin Fengqing was a peak rank 3 martial artist, which was why he was so arrogant. The current Qin Fengqing was ranked 14th on the rank 3 ranking list. He had proven his strength. Fu Changding, on the other hand, was only an early-stage rank 2 martial artist. Even if he wanted to die, he could not do so, right? Fu Changding said gloomily, "Don't listen to his nonsense." Who said he was invincible among rank 2 martial artists. I'm talking about when I was peak rank 2. In the end, these guys just ignored the words peak rank 2. Then that Chen Pengfei happened to be in the Martial Arts Society too. Damn it, he went too far and provoked me on purpose. Fu Changding said indignantly, "I lost, but I didn't lose. How could I admit defeat?" Then they started fighting. "You were hit, not fighting," Tang Songting said mockingly. Fu Changding said impatiently, "Who was hit? I hit him too." "Yes, aren't you ashamed? You were spanked in front of everyone." Pfft. Fong Ping almost choked on his own saliva. He asked quickly, "What happened?" "Shut up." Fu Changding panicked. Tang Songting said with a smile, "Fong Ping, you're the only one who doesn't know about this since you've been so secretive these few days. Actually, it's been known for a long time." Chen Pengfei also knew that he was much stronger than Fu Changding, so he didn't want to do anything to him. But what's more embarrassing is that Chen Pengfei used the back of his saber to slash his buttocks dozens of times. Didn't you notice that he's been practicing his stance in class these few days? Fong Ping heard this and quickly looked down at his buttocks. Fu Changding was furious. He glared at Tang Songting fiercely and twisted his buttocks uncomfortably. He said dryly, "It's been fine for a long time. I hit him too." Fong Ping could not help but laugh. He said, "Then you encourage me to cause trouble for him?" "What do you mean encouraged? Let me ask you, if there's really a class monitor election, will you fight for it?" "It depends on whether the benefits are enough." "Then there's that. Who wouldn't fight when a martial artist sees benefits? He's ranked 8th, and you're only 18. Do you think he'll let you have it?" Fu Changding explained, "That's why you're destined to fight him. I'm just reminding you, it has nothing to do with me. I probably won't be able to fight him. It depends." Fong Ping did not say anything else. If he was an upper stage rank 3, Chen Pengfei would be an idiot to fight him. However, he had just entered early stage rank 3. With the benefits, Chen Pengfei might not be afraid of Fong Ping's rank 3 abilities. They chatted for a while. Fu Changding could not help but say, "Fong Ping, you're improving too fast. I've only honed 88 bones so far. I still need 28 more to enter peak rank 2. It'll take at least 3 months, maybe July or August. If I want to break through rank 3, I'll probably have to wait until school starts." They did not count as achieving rank 3 in a year. These people were already martial artists before they entered martial arts universities. When the next semester started, even if they entered rank 3, they would only be considered rank 2 in a year. Compared to Fong Ping, Fu Changding felt that his progress was abnormally slow. He felt that it was slow. Tang Songting said quietly, "I've only honed 75 bones." Compared to Fu Changding, the gap was even bigger. If he wanted to enter peak rank 2, he might have to wait until the end of the first semester of his sophomore year. The difference between once honed and twice honed was slowly becoming apparent, even if everyone cultivated the same way. Hearing their conversation, Zhao Xuemei, who was sitting in the front row, suddenly said, I've only honed $70. The difference was even more obvious. Zhao Shuamei was already a martial artist when she entered university. She had honed a limb, which meant that she had only honed 40 bones after so many days. 7 months, $40. To reach peak rank 2, she would need at least a year or so. Entering peak rank 2 by the end of sophomore year and rank 3 by junior year was the standard of an outstanding student in MCMU. In MCMU, those who could enter rank 3 in junior year were considered outstanding. Compared to Zhao Shuamei and the others, those who could reach rank 3 before graduation were considered young elites. Fu Changding and the others who were twice honed had hopes of entering rank for before graduation. They were the true prodigies. If Fong Ping was not around, everyone would think that their progress was not slow. No one would think that they were bad if they reached rank 3 or 4 before graduation. However, at this moment, everyone felt that they were too slow. Fong Ping noticed her dejected tone and said helplessly, "Don't compare yourself to me. I'm different from you guys. My family is poor, so I have to be even more outstanding." Pfft. Everyone looked down on him. Fu Changding scolded, "If you say you're poor again, we'll beat you up." Really, the teacher is here. They only ended their conversation when the teacher entered the door. Fong Ping felt helpless. "I'm really poor. Why don't you believe me? I'm poor, so I have to work harder. You guys have to understand." The class made Fong Ping want to doze off a little. Even the basic martial arts class, that was the real basics. Even now, they were still talking about the cultivation of firm stance, rank 1 bone honing, and basic combat techniques. Fong Ping felt that he was too outstanding. Other than the few of them, the rest of the newbies were still working hard to enter peak rank 1. These people were all geniuses in the outside world. If they were not geniuses, how could they enter MCMU? "So I'm already this outstanding." Fong Ping sighed softly. "This is not giving others a way out. No wonder everyone hates me. It's obvious jealousy." The class ended in a daze. In the afternoon's natural geography class, Fong Ping was the most enthusiastic one. He studied seriously, and the people around him were all stunned. Fong Ping took notes and actively raised his hand to ask the teacher all sorts of questions. In one class, Fong Ping asked questions for half of the class. In martial arts universities, social sciences were not very valued. The geography teacher was also a martial artist, but he was only at rank 2. In MCMU, the teachers who had just entered rank 2 were social sciences teachers. Usually, everyone was dozing off in class. The geography teacher was happy when Fong Ping asked. The two of them were so engrossed in their conversation that they almost forgot that they were still in class. So, it's easy to tell the direction. After the geography class, Fong Ping felt that he had gained a lot. It was okay if there was no sun. It was okay if there was no North Star. It was okay if the compass was useless. I can tell the direction by looking at the direction of the plant's growth, their density, and the tree rings. Fong Ping felt that he had gained a lot. Fu Changding, who had just walked over, suddenly said, "You have no sense of direction?" "Nonsense. Are you afraid of getting lost in the catacombs?" Fu Changding said in shock, "You're done for. Don't ever get lost, or you'll definitely get lost. The direction telling the teacher is only for situations where the sun is present. The direction of the sun's light is the basis for plants to tell the direction. There's no sun in the catacombs. I heard that there's only a gigantic energy or that acts as the sun. Although it's like the sun, it can rise and set, and it can also provide energy for all living things to grow. Maybe the energy released by the energy or is balanced, which means that the plants won't have a dark side. What you've learned is useless." Fong Ping was stunned. Yes, that seemed to be the case. Fu Changding looked at him, sympathetically patted his shoulder, and said regretfully, "Remember, you have to move with us. If you get lost, you won't be able to walk back." A person with no sense of direction, walking in a place where he could not tell the direction at all, would definitely get lost unless he had a point of reference. Fong Ping gritted his teeth. I have a sense of direction. It's just that I don't know the way. Also, are there no buildings in the catacombs? No signs? The energy sun can also be used as a sign. There's no need to worry at all. I hope so. The only thing I'm afraid of is that their sun will always be above your head. Fu Chengding hit him mercilessly. Fong Ping did not expect this, but the next moment he nodded and said, I'll ask tonight. If it was really above his head, then he would have to be careful. Seeing Fong Ping leave in a hurry, Fu Chengding grinned happily. You deserve this, kid. Before this, he had thought that Fong Ping was better than him in every aspect, but now it seemed that he was not without flaws. At night, the special training class gathered for the first time. It was different from the last time when they were all freshmen. This time, there were very few familiar faces. Most of them were unfamiliar faces. Among the freshmen, there were a total of 9 people participating. Fong Ping, Zhao Lei, Fu Chengding, Yang Xiaoman, Chen Yunxi, Zhao Xuemei, Tang Songting, Li Zhaoxu, and Jin Lei. In the 10-man championship team, Su Yikai had just entered peak rank 1 a few days ago and had not entered rank 2 yet. This was related to the severity of his injuries. In the championship finals, Su Yikai fought against the heavily injured Fong Wenxiang, but he was also severely injured. His recovery time was slower than the others. There were 9 freshmen, and the remaining 91 people came from different years. Fong Ping did not know any of them. He did not know them, but Fu Chengding and the others knew many of them. They were even members of the Martial Arts Society. Among them, Fong Ping was the only one who was not. Jin Lei and the others had also joined the Martial Arts Society after entering rank 2. According to Fu Chengding, out of the 100 students present, 99 of them were from the Martial Arts Society. The only one was self-explanatory. Fong Ping did not care. He curled his lips and said, I'm not going to be a soldier. Why would he join the Martial Arts Society now? If he entered upper stage or peak rank 3, he would at least be a vice president. He might even be the president. What benefits did being a soldier bring other than being a member of the Martial Arts Society? Fu Chengding and the others had joined for a long time, but after 7 months, they had only received 3 normal vitality pills. They also had to do free work for the Martial Arts Society. This included hosting the students' sparring, maintaining the school grounds, and daily patrols. There were many things to do, and they had to attend meetings often. Although Fong Ping felt that it would be a waste not to take advantage of the free benefits, there were too many troublesome things. It was better to cultivate in peace. We want you to become the president immediately. Too bad, there's no chance. That might not be true. Fong Ping thought about whether he could kill Zhang Yu by exhausting his vitality when he entered peak rank 3. If he won, it might not be impossible for him to become the president. Yang Xiaoman was speechless. You should defeat Qin Fengqing first, then talk about the president. He wants to be the president, but I haven't seen him for a few days. He's probably still recuperating. It'll happen sooner or later. How early is sooner? Qin Fengqing will be in his senior year next semester. Don't tell me you want to wait for him to graduate? Fong Ping ignored her. How could a sparrow and a swallow know the ambition of a swan? Chapter 195. When he saw Tang Feng, Fong Ping looked pained and muttered, Why is it you again? Did MCMU not have any instructors? Why was this big lion everywhere? There were about 20 rank 6 instructors in MCMU, right? There were a bunch of rank 5. Why was it always Big Lion who presided over these things? Tang Feng seemed to have heard him. He glanced at him from the corner of his eyes and walked to the front desk, saying, This is the 2nd time MCMU has organized a special training class in a year. The first time, we fought for MCMU's glory. The 2nd time, we fought for the survival of mankind. In a short period of time, we've organized 2 special training classes. This is a first for MCMAU, and it means that the situation is getting more and more dangerous. Students who came to the special training class today, I think you all know what you're going to face. Originally, rank 2 martial artists like you wouldn't have the chance to go to the catacombs, but now you have to prepare in advance. Family, country, and the world. These light words would probably make you laugh if you heard them on a normal day, but today, Tang Feng's tone suddenly became high-spirited. Today, we can confidently say that we martial artists fight for our family, for our country, and for the world. Since ancient times, it has been said that the greatest heroes serve the country and the people. However, in the past 1,000 years, only the martial artists of the past 100 years are worthy of these words. At this moment, Tang Feng was no longer so cold, so serious, and so unreasonable. Martial artists dare to fight, and we must fight. We martial artists of martial arts universities are never afraid to fight. Since the founding of MCMU, this year is the 50th anniversary. In the past 50 years, MCMU has lost 3 grandmasters, 928 middle-ranked martial artists, and 512 rank 3 martial artists. Every year, about 10 rank 3 students die, and close to 20 middle-ranked martial artists. In 15 years, 1 grandmaster died. Fong Ping was stunned. MCMU had 3 grandmasters died. Moreover, so many middle-ranked martial artists had died. Martial artists were not an army. Any martial artist in the 3 middle ranks was the product of countless resources piled up. They were all God's favored ones, all of them outstanding talents. However, in the past 50 years, MCMU had lost close to 1,000 middle-ranked martial artists. MCMU has a martyr's shrine. The top floor of the school archives is where the martyr's shrine is located. Originally, I wanted to take you there to see if it was worth it for our ancestors and peers to shed their blood. But I thought about it, and in the end, I didn't choose to go to the school archives. At this moment, you still don't understand. You still don't understand. What you see are names that you can't remember. Listen to me as I tell you about their past. Right now, none of you are qualified to know or remember them. One day, when you feel what you are fighting for and who you are fighting for, when you have the answer to all of this, you can go there again. Only then will you know what the martyr shrine is. Dying in the catacombs is a martial artist's highest honor. Martial artists of our generation can only fight to the death. Fight to the death without retreating. Fight to the death without surrendering. Tang Feng's voice was deafening. Fong Ping and the others were silent. Therefore, when you join the special training class today, you must fight to the death with no hope of survival. Can you do it? Yes. Someone shouted, but Tang Feng sneered and said indifferently, maybe, do the students today really understand? They didn't understand. Today, they swore that they would fight to the death and not return until they were dead. However, when they entered the catacombs and witnessed the great battle, how many of them would not feel timid? Did humans really have a future? The previous competitions and missions, to Tang Feng, it was really child's play. Tang Feng didn't say anything else. He was a little tired, not physically but mentally. Everyone is clear about the purpose of the special training class. The special training class doesn't choose a class monitor or differentiate between good and bad. However, I hope that in the special training class you can form an organizational structure. At the very least, you must form a team that belongs to you. Martial artists have never existed independently. You need a group of comrades that you can trust with your back and trust with your life and death. A team of 100 people is very conspicuous in the catacombs. My advice to you is to form a team of less than 10 people. When a large team is broken up, try your best to maintain a well-organized team. This will increase your chances of survival. Someone heard him and asked immediately, "Instructor Tang, must we join a team?" Tang Feng said indifferently, "Of course not. The meaning of a team is to trust each other. If you are forced to join, you will drag the team down. You can act alone. But you must remember that there are enemies everywhere in the catacombs. Can you do it without sleep or rest, and always stay alert? Can you do it and have someone save your life when you are seriously injured? When you think that you can live freely in the catacombs alone, it doesn't matter if you have a team or not. When Grandmaster powerhouses operate, most of them are alone. If they can do it, can you?" The person who asked the question fell silent. Tang Feng continued, "The formation of a team is not something that can be done overnight. It doesn't mean that you have to find someone from your class. You can find anyone, provided that you think that they can survive in the catacombs. Even a normal person can do it. Of course, bringing normal people into the catacombs will drag you down. We won't stop you even if you are courting death. I suggest that you find teammates of similar strength. You can grow and improve together. This way, you can last for a long time and form a tacit understanding." After the first thing was said, Tang Feng talked about something else. "Other than choosing a team, before entering the catacombs, we must deepen everyone's understanding of the catacombs. From tomorrow onwards, every day from 7 to 8 at night, during this hour, there will be instructors teaching everyone about the catacombs. This includes the geography of the catacombs, the culture of the catacombs, the introduction of the creatures in the catacombs, the introduction of the valuable items in the catacombs, the distribution of human strongholds in the catacombs." Fong Ping asked suddenly, "Instructor, humans have strongholds in the catacombs." Tang Feng felt uncomfortable when he saw this brat. He did not like this kind of mischievous fellow. He always felt that he would be sold for money. After hearing Fong Ping's question, Tang Feng humphed, "Nonsense. If they don't have strongholds, are they supposed to fight on the surface? Every entrance to the catacombs has a human stronghold. There are even cities. Of course, they are also important military cities. Everything is built for war. To build these cities, humans have paid a huge price. However, there are very few cities like this. Most of them are military camps with troops stationed there. There is an internal troop and an external troop. Both sides take turns garrisoning. That's why the garrisons that you know are actually two troops. In Magic City, there were garrisons in many places. If the number of troops was determined according to the detection from the surface, then the number of Sino Nation's troops would be reduced by more than half." Fong Ping curled his lips. Damn it, he was just asking a question. Why did he have to humph to show that his nose was clear? He glanced at Zhao Lei, who was beside him. Zhao Lei's expression was dark. He looked at Fong Ping from the corner of his eye, his eyes full of anger. "Hit me again." Without looking at him, Fong Ping continued, "Is there a sun in the catacombs?" Tang Feng frowned. "You can ask these questions after class. I'm just telling you about the upcoming arrangements." This brat talked too much. Did he not hear that he would have an hour every night from now on? Will there be combat classes? Fong Ping, shut up. Let me finish. Tang Feng could not stand him. Would it kill him to ask questions after he was done? Tang Feng was speechless. He shouted and said immediately, "Other than the hour-long combat classes, everyday cough, the catacombs knowledge classes, the special training class will also organize combat training, including survival training, extreme survival, the kind that survives on deserted islands?" Fong Ping asked again. "Get out." Tang Feng could not stand it anymore. He was so angry that his nose was on fire. Fong Ping sighed softly. "I was just testing your patience, but I found out that you can't." He was sure that Big Lion had no hope of becoming a grandmaster in the short term. This was good. It meant that he could catch up to him and beat him up sooner or later. How could he be a grandmaster if he did not have this bit of bearing? As he thought about this, Fong Ping patted Zhao Lei's shoulder and was about to walk out. Zhao Lei's expression was dark. Tang Feng was speechless. After a while, he shouted, "Sit down. From now on, you're not allowed to ask questions without my permission." This student of his was also useless. Fong Ping had him in the palm of his hand. He came to class every other day with a swollen head. Tang Fong could not remember how many times Zhao Lei's face had swollen in the past few months. Fong Ping did not argue and continued to sit down. Zhao Lei gritted his teeth and said in a muffled voice, "Fong Ping, we're not done. Hee, if your instructor bullies me again, I'm not done with you. You wait until you've entered the rank 2 ranking list before you talk." Zhao Lei was so angry that he did not say another word. Fong Ping was right. He had to speak with his ability. When my ability surpasses Fong Ping's, I'll beat this bastard into a pig's head in front of the whole school. I'll maintain that pig's head for a year. Tang Feng's ears were sharp. He heard the conversation between the two of them. He glanced at Zhao Lei helplessly. That little bastard was already rank 3. If Fong Ping entered peak rank 2, he might be peak rank 3. It looked like he would have to look at a pig's head in the future. In the following Catacombs General Knowledge class, Combat Training class, and Survival class, there will be credit rewards if you achieve excellent results. Other than the rewards for the assessment, the Special Training class will also receive a daily reward of 10 credits every day. Instructor, how do I get the rewards? Fong Ping really could not hold it in this time. His heart itched at the mention of rewards. He was really not looking for trouble on purpose. Tang Fong glared at him. This time, he did not reprimand him. He said, "The daily rewards will be based on the instructor's opinion for that day's class. That's not fair." Fong Ping said immediately, "I don't think this is fair." "Then tell me, what do you want?" I think we can let the students in the class vote every day. The ones with the most votes will get the credits." Tang Fong looked at him, a little surprised. Was it that democratic? The others were also a little surprised. If Fong Ping said so, everyone would have a chance. Then it would depend on popularity. Whoever was popular would have a higher chance of getting the rewards. 10 credits every day was not a small amount. This special training class would last for at least 2 months, which was at least 60 days. 600 credits as a reward. Tang Fong thought about it and felt that it was not a bad idea. Even if such a public election was monopolized, it would mean that there would be a dominating student in the class. This was a good thing for the Catacombs War. As for Fong Ping, Tang Fong did not think he had much hope. Sure. Fong Ping rubbed his palms together. Yang Xiaoman, who was sitting in front of him, turned around and whispered, "Are you crazy? Isn't this giving credits to others for no reason?" Chun Pengfei, "And the others have a lot of supporters," Fong Ping snorted. "Everything depends on strength. Tomorrow morning, I'll go to them one by one and have a good talk with them. If they don't choose me, we'll see. As long as I can get 50 people, I'll gladly accept these 600+ credits." Fong Ping calculated for a while and whispered, "All 8 of you have to vote for me. 300 points a month. I'll take 200 points, and the rest will be yours." "Do you really think you can get it?" Fu Changding asked in surprise. As for Fong Ping giving the 8 of them 100 credits a month, no one thought much of it. If they really wanted to rely on themselves, unless Yang Xiaoman and Chen Yunxi used a honey trap, they would not even think about getting a single credit. No matter who they voted for, they would not vote for the new students. "Of course I can get it. I just need to convince 42 people." Fong Ping did the math and said, "Give me a list of the students in the class later. Mark those who are popular. 42 people." He did not have to beat up everyone. Beating up the soul of a few small teams would be enough. In reality, the workload was not that big. Seeing that he was full of confidence, the others did not say anything else. It would be best if Fong Ping could do it. Everyone earned a little bit. It did not matter if he did not. If the 9 of them worked together, it might not be impossible sometimes. It was still worth it. Tang Fong did not care what they thought. He reminded them again about some matters and future arrangements. On the first day, there was no formal class. When his mouth was dry from all the talking, Tang Feng was ready to leave. Fong Ping suddenly said, "Instructor, are we not giving out credits today?" Tang Feng was stunned. Fong Ping said loudly, "This is considered the start of class. You won't go back on your words, will you?" Tang Feng was speechless. He said, "Yes, let's vote now. Hello, everyone. I'm Fong Ping. I've participated in the MCMU championship. I've bled for the school and fought for 10% of CCMAU's resources. We'll benefit a lot next semester." As soon as he said that, everyone was dumbfounded. How could this work? Fong Ping knew that everyone had not discussed and agreed on the first day. If they voted now, there was a high chance that they would split up. If he pulled in the other 8 new students, including himself, he would have 9 votes. If he showed his face, he would almost certainly get the first day's credits. He could also find out who was popular and had a high support rate. Tonight he could visit them and have a talk. Tang Feng did not care about this. He looked at the time and said, "Quick, settle it in 3 minutes." Everyone had no choice but to start voting. Fong Ping kept repeating, "My name is Fong Ping. I've bled for MCMU." Fu Changding and the others had nothing to say. "Are you sure you've bled before?" However, Fong Ping stared at them. They did not know whether to laugh or cry. They could only vote for him. They did not expect to get credits on the first day. Soon, the voting ended. Tang Feng took the votes and flipped through them. He said, "Fong Ping, 16 votes. First place. Collect the credits yourself." After saying that, Tang Feng left immediately. Fong Ping hurried forward and took the voting results. He was ready to go back and take a look. He could find someone to talk to. Seeing how busy he was, Fu Changding sighed. "I knew it. He runs faster than anyone else when there are benefits. Usually, if you ask him to say one more word, he'll be tired. This guy is hopeless," Chen Yunshi whispered. "It might have something to do with his poor family." Fu Changding rolled his eyes. "Poor? I'm poor too. Can you support me?" Fong Ping was poor. How much money did he earn just from selling pills? 40 to 50 million. Including the rewards from missions, Fong Ping had earned at least 50 million or more in the past half a year. Was he poor? If he was poor, were there any rich people in martial arts universities? Fu Changding did not continue the conversation. He changed the topic. "From tomorrow onwards, we'll officially get to know everything about the catacombs. Just thinking about it makes me excited. You guys talk. I'll go back first." As he spoke, Fong Ping returned. He said goodbye and left quickly. Seeing him leave in a hurry, Chen Yunshi could not help but say, He's not really going to look for someone else, is he?" They looked at each other. Then Fu Changding jogged and said, "What are you waiting for? Let's go watch the show." Fong Ping would never let such a great benefit go to someone else. There was going to be a good show. Everyone reacted and followed him. Fong Ping, who was in front, had already taken out his wooden box from the storage cabinet. He carried it and walked quickly toward the teaching block's entrance. Judging by his posture, he was going to block the entrance. Fu Changding and the others were stunned. There were almost 100 people, and he dared to block the entrance. This was not a group of aspiring martial artists, nor were they new students who had just enrolled. They were all rank 2 martial artists. If this was not courting death, then what was? Tang Songting also mumbled, "Is courting death a trend now?" The Martial Arts Society's Qin Fengqin courted death every day, provoking the rank for Zhang Yu every day. Fu Changding was also courting death, but at least he was beaten up once before he became obedient. Now, Fong Ping, who was usually quite reliable, was starting to court death. Is this the true meaning of becoming stronger? Tang Songting was deep in thought. Was it courting death to become stronger, or courting death to become stronger? Chapter 196. At the entrance of the lecture hall, Fong Ping blocked the way and shouted, "You Xianghua, Zhang Ziwei, Chen Pengfei brothers and sisters, can you come out and introduce yourselves?" The crowd that was about to disperse became noisy. What's this kid trying to do? Nonsense. It's obvious. He's either challenging to increase his ranking, or he wants everyone to support him and vote for him in the future. Yu Xianghua is ranked 3rd. Zhang Ziwei is 5th, and Chen Pengfei is 8th. Is he sure he's not looking for trouble? That might not be the case. He's a peak rank 2 martial artist who ranks in the top 20. After all, it's hard to say who will win. The crowd discussed in hushed voices. Soon, someone walked out from the crowd. He had a 2-prong hairstyle and looked a little arrogant. The youth walked out and glanced at Fong Ping. He said coldly, "I'm Yu Xianghua." Fong Ping was about to speak when another person walked out from the side. It was a woman with a standard oval face and long hair tied up. She looked especially capable. The woman walked out and smiled faintly. Zhang Ziwei, Chen Pengfei. The last person was a big, strong man. Chen Pengfei walked out and said with a smile, "Junior Fong, you've made such a big scene. What can I do for you?" Fong Ping saw that all 3 of them had come out and said with a smile, "Brothers and sisters, please don't misunderstand. I just took a look. The 3 of you have a total of 32 votes. I don't have to look to know that the 3 of you are not ordinary people. However, you are all sophomores and juniors. I don't think you lack credits, so I hope the 3 of you can support us newcomers. It's not easy to be a freshman." Yu Xianghua interrupted him directly. "Cut the crap. You want to get credits. And so do we. We were just discussing whether we should have a good talk. Since you've come to us, it's simple. Let's have a match. If you lose, my friends and I will vote for you. If you win, you freshmen will vote for me. It's that simple." After saying that, he asked, "Can you make the decision for them?" Fong Ping turned to look at Fu Changding and the others. Fu Changding smiled and said, "I have no objections. It doesn't matter who I vote for." The others also nodded slightly. Fong Ping was the strongest among the freshmen. If he lost, then the others would not stand a chance. It was the same. Seeing this, Fong Ping smiled. "All right, I agree." He then turned to the other 2 and asked, "What do the 2 of you think?" Chen Pengfei crossed his arms and said nonchalantly, "If you win against Yu Xianghua, I can also vote for you. It's not a big deal. But if you lose and you vote for Yu Xianghua, we won't get any benefits. How about this? If you lose, just give me 30 credits. How about that?" Obviously, Chen Pengfei felt that there was no need for him to fight. Even if Fong Ping defeated Yu Xianghua, he would not be Fong Ping's match. If he lost to Yu Xianghua, he would lose his ticket. There was no point in fighting. 30 credits? Fong Ping smiled. "Sure, but Senior Chen can't do it alone. If I win, you have to help me get at least 10 votes. How's that?" "Sure. From tomorrow until the end, we are all martial artists. Don't play those petty tricks. It's meaningless." "Haha, Junior Brother Fong is quite thoughtful. I really haven't thought about this problem." Chen Pengfei sneered. Fu Changding, who was standing at the side, looked disappointed. Were these 2 not going to fight? What was the point of Fong Ping fighting Yu Xianghua? Fight Chen Pengfei. After dealing with Chen Pengfei, Fong Ping looked at the only girl among the 3, Zhang Ziwei. She was also the only girl in MCMEU who entered the top 20 of the rank 2 ranking list. Zhang Ziwei said lightly, "If you want me to vote for you, it's simple. Win against me first. Other people's business has nothing to do with me." It was obvious that Zhang Ziwei did not think that Yu Xianghua could represent her. Yu Xianghua did not mind. He looked at Fong Ping and said, "I'm not enemy Yu's Guxiong. Junior Fong, think carefully. If you get hurt and delay your progress, don't blame me for bullying you." "How could I?" Fong Ping chuckled. "But I also want to mention that I have just entered rank 3. Senior you won't mind me fighting a rank 2 as a rank 3, right? Rank 3. Everyone's expression changed slightly. There was some commotion in the crowd. Yu Xianghua and the others did not mind too much. Zhang Ziwei said lightly, "There's no difference if you haven't entered upper stage rank 3. Moreover, rank 3 is also your strength. It's all about strength. Can you stop people from improving?" There was no indignation or fear. They were all students. Fong Ping breaking through to rank 3 was also due to his ability. Moreover, he was their junior. Even if there was a difference between upper stage rank 3 and rank 2, the difference was that the upper limit of vitality was slightly higher and the number of bones honed was slightly higher. There was no qualitative change. At this time, the explosive power of Fong Ping's combat techniques was equivalent to theirs. He would not hit them so hard that they could not defend themselves with a random move. Besides, Fong Ping breaking through to rank 3 actually meant that he did not have much time to cultivate combat techniques. Instead, they were more afraid of Fong Ping, who was still at peak rank 2. Just like the national championship, the 2 rank 2 martial artists were not as scary as peak rank 1 Han Su and Fong Wenxiang. "Senior, you're bright." Fong Ping praised her and asked, "Then, who's going first?" Someone in the crowd joked, "Junior Fong is already rank 3. Why don't we go together?" Fong Ping's expression changed slightly. Someone else goaded, "A rank 3 against a rank 2. 1 against 2. That's normal. Otherwise, we won't be willing to vote for the junior." This was considered as changing the concept. Peak rank 2 Yu Xianghua and Zhang Ziwei were ranked 3rd and 5th, respectively. Either of them alone would not be weaker than the average middle stage rank 3 martial artist. If the two of them joined forces and encountered an upper stage rank 3 martial artist, they would not be completely defenseless. Although Fong Ping had entered rank 3, there was no qualitative change. He might not even be a match for them one-on-one, let alone 1 against 2. Against the average peak rank 2 martial artists who were not on the list, Fong Ping could easily take on 3 of them. He might even be able to take on 5 of them easily. However, against the 2 in front of him, Zhang Ziwei and Yu Xianghua did not say anything. They looked at Fong Ping playfully. Someone in the crowd laughed again. Didn't Junior Fong say that he wanted to challenge the president? The president is a rank 4 martial artist. Could it be that this is where Junior Fong's confidence comes from? A rank 3 against a rank 2. If he's considering it, then a rank 3 against a rank 4. There were people in the martial arts society who could not stand Fong Ping's arrogance. A new student. Did he think this was a normal martial arts university? He had just entered the university, and he was already boasting that he wanted to challenge the president of the Martial Arts Society. What did he think the MCMU Martial Arts Society was? They were not familiar with each other before, and did not know each other. That was fine. It was meaningless for these people to find fault with him. It was a waste of time. However, now that they met, Fong Ping was not really strong enough to make everyone feel hopeless. So, what if they stab him a few times? Some of the peak rank 2 martial artists present were confident that they would not be afraid of Fong Ping even if they went up. MCMU had a total of 6 people in the top 20 of the rank 2 ranking. Other than Fong Ping and the other 3 people on the field, there were 2 more people present. There were also a few rank 2 martial artists on the list. Who would be afraid of Fong Ping once they were on the list? Fong Ping, Yang Xiaoman shouted and shook her head at Fong Ping. It was obvious that these seniors wanted to see Fong Ping make a fool of himself. They wanted to pressure the freshmen as well. When the national championship was announced, the freshmen were much more famous than them. Martial artists were not saints. How could there not be jealousy and displeasure? A bunch of rank 1 martial artists. What right did they have to be valued more than them? Fong Ping originally only wanted to fight with someone and show his strength. Yu Xianghua's rank 3 actually meant everything. However, he did not expect that someone would use it as a pretext and expand the meaning. Yu Xianghua and Zhang Ziwei did not say anything. They might not really want to fight 2 against 1, but seeing that Fong Ping was in a difficult position, they were probably happy to see it happen. At this moment, Zhao Lei suddenly said, "Fong Ping, count me in. 2 against 2. I'm just an early stage rank 2. It's not considered bullying." Fong Ping glanced at him, shook his head, and smiled. "No need. Since everyone wants to see if I, Fong Ping, am really just an empty shell, then I won't hold back. Senior Yu, Senior Zhang. What do you think?" Zhang Ziwei chuckled. "Junior Fong, are you sure you want to do this? It's not embarrassing if I lose. If I win, I'll let everyone know that I, Fong Ping, rarely talk big." "Yu Xianghua, what about you?" Zhang Ziwei looked at Yu Xianghua. Yu Xianghua frowned slightly but quickly calmed down. He said lightly, "Fine. Junior Fong has little experience. We'll fight with you." Both of them reached an agreement. The others retreated one after another. Some had already called their friends to come and watch the show. Freshmen nowadays really did not know their limits. Rank 3 sounded like a boost, but a guy who had just entered rank 3 challenging 2 of the top 10 rank 2 martial artists in the National Martial Arts University. Did he really think that these 2 had not defeated rank 3 martial artists before? Yu Xianghua's strength was stronger than the average middle stage rank 3 martial artist. Zhang Ziwei was not far behind. MCMU was a gathering place for geniuses. Who among these people was not a genius among geniuses? As everyone retreated, Fong Ping exhaled slightly. His expression was slightly solemn. "Bare-handed or with a weapon? Up to you. A real battle doesn't care about these things." As Yu Xianghua spoke, he had already taken his eyebrows short staff from someone else's hand. Zhang Ziwei unsheathed her sword and tossed the scabbard to someone beside her. Seeing that, Fong Ping did not hesitate. He quickly assembled his Changdao. "Fong Ping is too impatient," Yang Xiaoman said with a frown. Fong Ping entering rank 3 was shocking. However, he had just entered rank 3. His accumulation in peak rank 2 was not that strong. Now that he was fighting 1 against 2, no one had high hopes for him. Fu Chengding also sighed. "He's too full of himself. This guy really, he's thrice honed. He might have a chance, right?" Chen Yunqi said unconfidently. "His vitality has only increased a little. But vitality isn't the only thing that matters in a battle. Otherwise, why would vitality martial artists be looked down upon?" The few of them discussed, in low voices, the area around Fong Ping, and the other 2 was empty. School of Weaponry, Freshman Fong Ping. "Please advise me." School of Weaponry, Junior Yu Xianghua. School of Weaponry, Sophomore Zhang Ziwei. The 3 of them introduced themselves and saluted. In the next moment, the 3 of them moved at the same time. Yu Xianghua's short staff swept horizontally, aiming for Fong Ping's lower body. Zhang Ziwei cooperated well with him. In an instant, her long sword stabbed toward Fong Ping's throat, 1 above and 1 below, sealing off Fong Ping's path forward. Fong Ping's movements were not slow. He stepped on the ground with the tip of his foot, his Changdao slashing toward Zhang Ziwei. Zhang Ziwei was unfazed. She maintained her attack. Yu Xianghua's short staff could not be dodged so easily. As expected, Fong Ping had just stepped into the air when Yu Xianghua's short staff appeared at the side of Fong Ping's waist with a loud whistling sound. At this moment, the short staff was aimed at his waist, while the long sword was aimed at his heart instead of his throat. Fong Ping's right foot stepped on the air again, his body rising a little. His left leg swept toward the short staff, and the Changdao in his hand quickly slashed down at the long sword. Clang! A loud sound, Zhang Ziwei's long sword tilted and slashed past Fang Ping's side. Yu Xianghua's short staff, on the other hand, hit the bottom of Fang Ping's foot. Fang Ping used the force to step back and flew backward. In the next moment, Fang Ping landed on the ground. He took a few steps back, the tiles under his feet shattering. However, Zhang Ziwei and Yu Xianghua did not stop. They moved their feet and appeared in front of Fang Ping in the blink of an eye. One move, and he's at a disadvantage. Fu Changding sighed. Fang Ping's current situation was very bad. Zhang Ziwei and Yu Xianghua were working together. Fang Ping could defend against one, but not the other. It was already difficult enough to defend against one, but with two of them together, Fang Ping was completely at a disadvantage. The onlookers also shook their heads. Someone chuckled and said, "1 against 2. I'm afraid our junior Fang will think that they're 2-rank 2 vitality martial artists." While the crowd was talking, Fang Ping, who had been retreating, suddenly grabbed Yu Xianghua's short staff with his left hand and wielded his saber with his right. The saber moved like a phantom and instantly slashed toward Zhang Ziwei's head. Zhang Ziwei's expression changed slightly. She held her sword and took a step back. Just as she retreated, her expression changed again. She quickly wielded her sword and attacked Fang Ping's face. However, Fang Ping held on tightly to the short staff. He stomped on the ground with his heel, creating a deep hole in the ground. He used the force to retreat with Yu Xianghua. The Changdao that had been slashing toward Zhang Ziwei suddenly changed direction and hit Yu Xianghua's left arm horizontally. Yu Xianghua growled and exerted force in both arms. The short staff shook Fang Ping's left arm until it was bloody, but Fang Ping did not care. He took another step and dodged Zhang Ziwei. In the next second, the Changdao quickly hit Yu Xianghua's left arm. Yu Xianghua's expression suddenly turned to one of mockery. The muscles on his left arm bulged rapidly. The Changdao hit, and a crisp dong sounded. "Childish." Yu Xianghua snorted and said 2 words. He was ranked 3rd in rank 2 for nothing. Did Fang Ping really think that he was weak? Now that Fang Ping's left arm was injured, his plan to severely injure him had failed. Yu Xianghua could not think of a reason for him to turn the tables. As for Zhang Ziwei, who had been forced to retreat, she quickly chased after him with her sword. The tip of her sword was already stabbing toward Fang Ping's chest. Fang Ping's left hand was still wrestling with Yu Xianghua. His right hand was wielding a saber. Seeing that he could not defend, Yu Xianghua increased the force in his hand again, forcing Fang Ping to stay where he was. If he retreated and diverted the force, Yu Xianghua would be able to pull out his staff and break his spine. If he did not retreat, Zhang Ziwei's sword would pierce through his sternum. He was in a difficult position. Chen Yunxi and the others watched from the side with worry. Fang Ping was in trouble now. Zhang Ziwei and Yu Xianghua obviously had no intention of holding back. Even if they did not severely injure Fang Ping, his injuries would not be light. However, the crowd did not notice that Zhang Ziwei's expression changed again as she approached him with her sword. Fang Ping ignored her. Just as she was about to stab him with her sword, Fang Ping generously exposed his sternum to block. The Changdao that had failed to hit him earlier suddenly sped up again, a faint red glow emitting from the blade. Yu Xianghua was wrestling with Fang Ping at that moment, focusing all his strength on the short staff. Just as Zhang Ziwei stabbed Fang Ping's Changdao appeared like a phantom at Yu Xianghua's waist. A muffled bang was heard. Yu Xianghua raised his left arm to block again, but this time his whole body trembled. The trembling had not stopped when a few more bangs were heard. A huge force came from the back of the saber, slapping Yu Xianghua's left arm until it creaked. In pain, Yu Xianghua loosened his grip. Fang Ping's left hand pushed out, pushing the force along the short staff and pushing Yu Xianghua back a few steps. Yu Xianghua retreated continuously, putting a distance between him and Fang Ping. At that moment, Zhang Ziwei had already pulled out her sword and was stabbing at him again. The stab just now had hit Fang Ping's chest, but it had created a huge resistance. Fang Ping had already condensed his blood to defend, and his sternum had been honed, so he was not seriously injured. Fang Ping had taken the opportunity to push Yu Xianghua back. Clearly, his efforts were not in vain. In the midst of everyone's dazzled eyes, while Yu Xianghua was still retreating, Fang Ping's toes touched the ground again. His bloodied left hand drew a series of afterimages in the air. Clang, 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 a rapid sound was heard. Fang Ping slapped the long sword away with his left hand and abandoned the saber with his right. Taking advantage of the gap in the long sword's movement, he hammered Zhang Ziwei's chest. Zhang Ziwei retreated quickly, but Fang Ping was chasing after her. With a roar, the red glow in his hands was almost visible to the naked eye. In the blink of an eye, everyone saw Fang Ping catch up to Zhang Ziwei. Like a ferocious tiger coming down the mountain, he hammered both of his hands into the other's chest. Zhang Ziwei blocked with her arm, but the hammered arm was bleeding profusely. Her whole body kept flying backward. The people behind her scattered hurriedly. Yu Xianghua, who was behind Fang Ping, also roared and chased after him, staff in hand. However, it was already too late. Fang Ping roared again. Under the night sky, his fists emitted an even brighter red glow. In the blink of an eye, he hammered 7 or 8 times. Crack! The sound of bones breaking could be heard. Zhang Ziwei's arm suddenly drooped limply. Fang Ping growled again and punched with both fists, sending Zhang Ziwei flying backward. She hit the wall behind her and slowly fell to the ground. All of this happened in the blink of an eye. When everyone came back to their senses, Fang Ping had already turned around to fight Yu Xianghua. Fang Ping, who had abandoned his saber, was even more agile. His footsteps left afterimages in the air as he circled around Yu Xianghua and hammered him with heavy punches. Everyone was a little stunned. This turn of events happened too quickly. It was obvious that Fang Ping was at a disadvantage. However, no one expected that Fang Ping's target from the beginning was not Yu Xianghua, but Zhang Ziwei. When Yu Xianghua was pushed back, Fang Ping seized the opportunity and punched with both fists using manic explosion, breaking Zhang Ziwei's bones and severely injuring her. How did he do it? Someone exclaimed. It was not how Fang Ping defeated Zhang Ziwei, but how Fang Ping could wrestle with Yu Xianghua and still have the strength to defend against Zhang Ziwei's sword. Yu Xianghua being pushed back and Zhang Ziwei being severely injured had something to do with the sword's futility. If not, the two of them would not have been so easily deceived. Vitality. Someone whispered 2 words. Endless vitality. Endless vitality force surged out of his left hand, defending against Yu Xianghua. Vitality condensed in his chest, preventing the sword from severely injuring him. His right hand still had the strength to slap Yu Xianghua, almost breaking the bones in his left arm. These were all offensive and defensive techniques that consumed a lot of vitality. A normal martial artist would not be able to take care of all 3 aspects at the same time. Fang Ping did it. How much is his vitality? Did he take a pill in advance? But this transformation speed is too fast. In the midst of everyone's confusion, Fang Ping was no longer using tactics with Yu Xianghua. Relying on his strong vitality force, his fists kept throwing out consecutive slashes. Yu Xianghua could not block it at all. He could not fight Fang Ping head-on. He kept retreating and retreating. No one knew how many times Fang Ping had hammered. In the end, Yu Xianghua's hand trembled and his staff fell. Fang Ping punched his opponent's chest and sent him flying. Buffed! Yu Xianghua, who fell to the ground, spat out a mouthful of blood. His hands were still trembling. On the other side, Zhang Ziwei was also shakily helped up. She clutched her chest and looked at Fang Ping, the corner of her mouth stained with blood. Thanks for letting me win. Fong Ping's aura was like a rainbow. Even though his chest and left hand were stained with blood, he was ignored. Chapter 197. Fong Ping's aura was unstoppable. His gaze swept across the crowd, and he smiled faintly. Those who think that I, Fong Ping, am not qualified to take these credits can continue to fight. As Fong Ping spoke, his gaze turned toward the few people who had been gossiping. Their expressions changed slightly, but no one made a sound. Chen Pengfei glanced at Yu Xianghua, and the other man, then at Fong Ping. He suddenly said, "If you don't mind, can you tell me how high your vitality is?" About 600 calories. Chen Pengfei's expression changed slightly. He nodded and did not ask any more questions. Peak rank 2 martial artists who were twice honed would not exceed 500 calories, no matter how high they were. In reality, the normal limit was 480 calories, and this was for twice honed martial artists. An average martial artist vitality was only around 400 calories. Fong Ping's vitality had reached 600 calories. When he unleashed an outburst, his power was greater, and he could last longer. In addition, he had entered rank 3. His vitality limit had increased, and so had his physique. Of course, this was not the reason why the two of them were defeated. The main reason was that Fong Ping's vitality was as high as 600 calories, and he could even continuously recover his vitality. In the end, Yu Xianghua was almost completely suppressed and had no strength to fight back. Even if he wanted to use a big move, Fong Ping did not give him the chance. He slashed continuously without stopping in between. Yu Xianghua did not even have the chance to gather his strength. As for dodging and escaping, what was the point of sparring then? It was already 2 against 1, so it would be even more embarrassing to run and hide. Moreover, Fong Ping was not slow. The explosive power of his consecutive slashes was not too great. His main strength lay in the fact that he could slash continuously. However, Fong Ping had put in a lot of effort into his stepping techniques. These days, he had been practicing his stepping techniques in his free time. According to Fong Ping's plan, even if he could not defeat them, he would still be able to outrun them. Coupled with his continuous vitality, he could outrun a large group of martial artists who were as fast as him. His speed was not slow, and he kept slashing. This kind of martial artist was extremely difficult to deal with. Unless he could severely injure Fong Ping in one move, there was almost no hope of winning. Fong Ping saw that everyone was silent. He sneered and said nothing. Everyone thought that it was difficult for him to defeat Gu Xiong. Yes, it was difficult, but that was because he did not use his wealth to replenish his vitality. That time, Fong Ping had relied on himself to fight. But now that he was fighting 1 against 2, he would be an idiot if he still insisted on this idea. If it wasn't for the fact that he didn't want to appear too cowardly, he wouldn't have needed to get injured to lure Zhang Ziwei into the trap. He could have just engaged in a battle of attrition and dragged the 2 of them to death. He had dealt with Zhang Ziwei quickly. He had suffered some minor injuries, but this was still tolerable. It was also the main reason why he had ended the battle quickly. "I'll vote for you from now on." Yu Xianghua picked up the short stick, and without another word, he quickly left, his footsteps somewhat unsteady. Some of the bones in his left arm were fractured, and his chest was severely injured. It would take at least a week for him to fight again. As for Zhang Ziwei, her injuries were more serious. Fong Ping had not held back at all in order to finish off an opponent earlier. Zhang Ziwei's arm was not fractured, but it was really fractured. Without a good healing pill and a grade 2 bone tempering pill, he wouldn't be able to recover even after a month. As for the final 2 punches, young Xiaoman and the others had a strange look in their eyes at this moment. Zhang Ziwei found it difficult to even speak. She glanced at Fong Ping and slowly walked away with the help of a girl. After the 2 of them left, Chen Pengfei chuckled. "Don't look at me. I'm probably not your opponent. Voting is a small matter. You, on the other hand, are destined to fight Xie Lei." It's only a matter of time. Zhang Ziwei is his girlfriend. TSK. You beat her up like this. If I were CLA, I'd come looking for you tonight. Chen Pengfei chuckled. Fong Ping did not go easy on her. He had beaten up CLA's girlfriend until her chest caved in. If it were him, he would probably come looking for revenge immediately. Fong Ping frowned slightly. Then he said calmly, if he really comes, I'll take him on. If CLA really came looking for him, Fong Ping would definitely not be his opponent. When that happened, Fong Ping could not be blamed for killing him. Fong Ping would definitely not agree to go to the arena. A chase was fine. At most, he would run for a few hours. Even if Fong Ping could not beat CLA to death, he would tire him out. Chen Pengfei laughed loudly. He did not say anything else and walked away. Fu Changding looked unhappy. Chen Pengfei suddenly turned his head and said, Fu Changding, is your butt healed? Bastard. Fu Changding was so angry that he looked like he was going to fight him to the death. Chen Pengfei laughed loudly and left quickly. He did not want to tangle with him. The others were about to leave when Fong Ping suddenly said, before the start of the next semester, I'll challenge the president of the Martial Arts Society. Everyone better pray that you won't be working under me. Fong Ping snorted, picked up his Chongdao, and walked away. Did a bunch of old guys not know that one should not bully the young for being poor? He was only a freshman. If he could not become the president in his freshman year, what about in his sophomore year? These guys had not even graduated yet. Now, they were gossiping about him. If he became the president of the Martial Arts Society, everyone looked at each other. After a while, someone said helplessly, is it possible for a sophomore to advance to rank 4? If he advanced to rank 4, he would definitely become the president. Someone coughed dryly and said, let the president hold on a little longer. He won't retire until he graduates. We're all juniors now. When he becomes the president, it'll have nothing to do with us. Everyone looked at each other. Some of the juniors looked like they agreed. If Zhang Yu did not retire before he graduated, then Fong Ping would not be promoted, who was afraid that Fong Ping would make things difficult for them. As for those who were still in their sophomore year, they had to pray for the best. Who knew there might be some strong people in their sophomore year? Compared to Fong Ping, CLA had a higher chance of becoming the president. Luckily, he hit Zhang Ziwei. Someone laughed after beating up Zhang Ziwei. Fong Ping had truly created an opponent for himself. CLA might not find trouble with him now, but once he advanced to upper stage rank 3, CLA would definitely find trouble with him. His girlfriend had been beaten up so badly, and he did not even know if her chest had collapsed. Any man could not stand it. Fong Ping, are you okay? On the other side, Chen Yunxi saw that his left hand was covered in blood. There were also bloodstains on his chest. She could not help but ask. Fong Ping shook his head and said nonchalantly, it's just a few broken bones. My vitality has been depleted. I can't afford a rank 2 bone honing pill anyway. I'll just wait for my bones to heal themselves. Broken bones? Yeah, just a few broken bones. It's not a big deal. Then, Yunxi, Yang Xiaoman shouted. She glared at Fong Ping and said angrily, can you not bully an honest person? Fong Ping looked surprised. He asked curiously, what happened to me? You, Yang Xiaoman was speechless. What happened to you? Why are you acting pitiful? Do you really think we can't tell? Fong Ping looked confused. He said gloomily, who did I bully? My bones are broken, but they're my own. I just don't have money. I'm a poor person. The children of poor families take charge of their own affairs at an early age. They can endure pain and suffer. I'm used to it. Fu Changding felt like he wanted to die. He interrupted, that's enough. Don't try to fool Yunxi. If your bones are really broken, take out a few dozen bone honing pills and swallow them right now. He did not know Fong Ping well enough. If he was seriously injured, this guy would be extremely generous to him. Chen Yunxi had also reacted. Her face was flushed, obviously angry. Fong Ping was helpless. I was just saying, I'll fool as many as I can. Why are all of you doing this? I didn't fool anyone. Okay. You guys don't understand me at all. Forget it. There's no point in saying more. Fong Ping, will bear all the pain alone. Stop. Fu Changding interrupted him again. He did not continue the topic, but went back to the main topic. When did you break through rank 3? When I returned to school. Why didn't you tell me? Nonsense. You didn't even ask. Wouldn't it be a blow to you guys if I told you? There was nothing wrong with what he said. It was a blow to them. Rank 3. The few of them sighed. They were a little hopeless from the blow. Their freshman year was not over yet. They could not continue this topic. Fu Changding asked again, what do you think about the team? Fong Ping said as he walked, what else can I think? We're all freshmen. Will the seniors bring us into the team? If they really want to join, I have no problem. I'm afraid no one will say no. But forget it. It's boring. Let's continue to form a team. As he said that, Fong Ping looked at Zhao Lei, who had been silent all this while. He said, ask your instructor to open the back door for us. He's pretty much in charge of the school's daily affairs now. There are 2 students in our team. After all, it shouldn't be hard to give us a few thousand credits. Zhao Lei did not look at him, nor did he reply. Yang Xiaoman was speechless. You go, and say it yourself. If you don't die, we can try again. Heh, do you think I'm stupid? Go, and seek death on my own accord? After some thought, Fong Ping sighed again. The instructors are not doing their best. My instructor is also very stingy. Zhao Xueme explained softly, the instructor is quite nice. The day before yesterday, he gave me 10 rank 2 bone honing pills at half price. Fong Ping, that's too much. Fong Ping's expression changed again and again. Old Lu was blatantly bullying him and discriminating against him. Everyone held back their laughter. He deserved it. Lu Fengri saw him selling pills every day. Obviously, she would not give him pills at half price and let him resell them. Zhao Xueme was different. She cultivated seriously and had never done such a thing. Her character was guaranteed. As for Fong Ping, moreover, Fong Ping did not lack pills. At least that was what Lu Fengri thought. She had never seen Fong Ping's progress stop because of a lack of resources. If Fong Ping could not increase his rank now because he lacked pills, Lu Fengri would not be like this. What the instructors needed to do was to provide help in times of need, not to add flowers to a brocade and waste limited resources. When Fong Ping and the others returned to their dormitory, the news that Fong Ping had defeated Yu Xianghua and Zhang Ziwei spread like wildfire. Martial Arts Society. Zhou Yan looked at Zhang Yu, who was still handling documents, and could not help saying, Fong Ping is rank 3 now. Yes, his freshman year hasn't ended yet. What are you trying to say? His progress is too fast, even faster than NMEU's Wang Jinyang. I'm worried that he'll achieve peak rank 3 soon. Then, Zhang Yu put down his pen and looked up. Worried that I'll lose to him? No. Zhou Yan shook her head, but she was still slightly worried. Why don't you leave the Martial Arts Society and focus on cultivation? You haven't achieved middle stage rank 4 yet. I heard that Wang Jinyang has achieved middle stage rank 4. He broke through later than you. Once one reached rank 4, their progress would slow down. Wang Jinyang broke through in October last year. It was April now. It had only been half a year, but he had already become a middle stage rank for martial artist. Zhang Yu had broken through in May last year. It had been almost a year now. His inability to break through had something to do with him staying in the martial arts society. Zhang Yu smiled faintly. Are you afraid that Fong Ping will catch up to my progress? He's only just achieved rank 3. Do you really think he can surpass me? Zhou Yan was speechless, but she quickly said, if he can't, what about Qin Fengqing? That guy is now peak rank 3. He can achieve rank 4 at any time. If he really loses to Fong Ping, I don't think it's a big deal. But if he loses to Qin Fengqing, with that temper of his, don't even think about stopping. It's not the first time you've beaten him up. Zhang Yu's expression changed slightly. That sticky candy, if Qin Fengqing really achieved rank 4, it would not end with just a fight. Zhang Yu had no doubt that if Qin Fengqing really became the president of the Martial Arts Society, the Martial Arts Society would become a wet market with fights breaking out every day. Taking a deep breath, Zhang Yu said in a low voice, "It's time to cultivate. I've achieved rank 4 for almost a year. During this time, pay more attention to the Martial Arts Society. I'll go to the catacombs first. When I come back, I'll break through to middle stage rank 4. As for Fong Ping, that kid was still far from it. If he was not upper stage rank 3, he would not feel any pressure." Zhou Yan nodded. She sighed and said, "Qin Fengqing of the same batch, CLA of the sophomore year, Fong Ping of the freshman year. President, I think it will be difficult for you to hold on to your position as president for the next year." She did not underestimate Zhang Yu, but the others were trying their best to catch up. If this went on, the progress of rank 4 was already slow. Once someone caught up, they would definitely come to challenge Zhang Yu. The position of MCMU Martial Arts Society president was not that easy to sit on. Other than that, the university's rank 5 students were about to graduate at the end of this semester. As the president of the Martial Arts Society, if Zhang Yu could not achieve rank 5 before graduation, then the university's rank 5 students might be cut off for the next year. The new students were getting stronger, but the older students were getting weaker. As the president of the Martial Arts Society, Zhang Yu would probably be criticized. Zhou Yan did not say this out loud, but Zhang Yu knew it in his heart. Yes, it was almost the graduation season. The few rank 5 seniors in the senior year were about to leave. In fact, those few were not in the university now. They were either in other places or in the catacombs. They were still MCMU students, though. Once they graduated, they would be graduates. The university's rank 5 students would be gone in an instant. His mind was in a mess when Zhang Yu suddenly said, "What do you think about letting Fong Ping join the Martial Arts Society?" Join the Martial Arts Society? If he joins as the vice president, both he and CLA will have hopes of achieving rank 5 before graduation. Zhang Yu said softly, "Actually, it doesn't matter if I'm the president or not. However, the president of CCMAU's Martial Arts Society has already achieved peak rank 4. NMAU's Wang Jinyang has also achieved middle stage rank 4. SNMU's president is also about to achieve middle stage rank 4. At the end of this year, martial arts universities will hold a championship. However, from what I know, it might not be a new student championship, but a martial arts society championship. The first championship was handed over to the new students to decide the outcome. The second championship might not be the same. Whether a university was strong or not depended on the student powerhouses that emerged from their student training. The Martial Arts Society was the representative of the student powerhouses. Zhang Yu deduced that the championship at the end of this year might be the Martial Arts Society's representative. Zhou Yan did not know what to say. MCMU students from the previous years were all showing their talents now. However, they who were about to become seniors seemed a little weak. Zhang Yu might also feel a little powerless. Regarding Zhang Yu's suggestion, Zhou Yan thought for a while before saying, "We'll see next semester. Also, don't lose to Fong Ping, or else," Zhang Yu chuckled, "I won't." Chapter 198. What happened on the first night was known by the whole school the next day. When he arrived at the classroom during the day, the students in the class all had strange looks in their eyes. Rank 3. Before the end of his freshman year, Fong Ping had already stepped into rank 3. This kind of speed put others to shame. There were not many rank 3 martial artists in the entire MCMAU. At the end of the semester, there would be even fewer seniors graduating. Currently, many rank 3 martial artists were year 4 students. It was not only MCMAU that was like this, but other schools as well. At the end of the semester, every school would fall into a temporary trough. At that time, other than a limited number of rank 4 martial artists, there would not be more than 50 rank 3 martial artists in MCMAU. In the coming year, this figure would continue to rise. In other words, by the next semester, Fong Ping would be considered a big shot among the students. For example, when Fong Ping had just entered the university, Qin Fengqing had just achieved rank 3. At that time, Qin Fengqing was considered one of the top students in the university. Otherwise, he would not have become the vice president. In fact, it was even more obvious this time. Currently, Qin Fengqing's batch of juniors were not as good as the current batch of seniors. There were many prodigies among MCMAU's current batch of seniors. Whether or not Qin Fengqing's performance would be even more outstanding would depend on how many experts would emerge in the final year. Fong Ping did not care about everyone's gazes. He listened attentively to the lecture and then dozed off. Fong Ping was looking forward to the Catacombs general knowledge class at night. Previously, Bai Ruoshi had talked a little about it, but not too much. Most of it was superficial. Speaking of Bai Ruoshi, Fong Ping suddenly turned his head and said, "I haven't seen Teacher Bai recently. Is she not in school?" Chen Yunxi was in a daze when Fong Ping suddenly scratched his head, startling her. She inhaled slightly and said, "He went out. What a pity." Chen Yunxi looked doubtful. Fong Ping lamented, "Then it won't be Instructor Bai coming to class tonight. I hope it won't be old Tang." It was a class after all, so it was better for the teacher to be pleasing to the eye. If Tang Feng really came to teach, Fong Ping would lose all hope. However, when he thought about it, it was unlikely. Peak rank 6 Tang Feng was not that free. The students of the special training class were actually looking forward to the evening class. Everyone now knew about the catacombs. However, he really did not know the specifics. He only had a vague understanding. The rank 2 martial artists dozed off during the day's lessons. After dinner, all of them were in high spirits and quickly ran to the teaching building. In the classroom, everyone sat obediently, each holding a notebook to take notes, some holding a mobile phone to take photos. At this time, there was a bit of a university atmosphere. Previously, all of them looked like gangsters. Yu Xianghua and Zhang Ziwei had arrived as well. Their faces were still a little pale. They did not look at Fong Ping as they entered the classroom, minding their own business as they walked to their own circle of friends. Fong Ping was not in the mood to entertain them. He sat upright and still, waiting for the teacher to enter the door. They didn't have to wait for long. Soon, an old teacher with white hair entered the room. "Hello, my name is Yu Bo." The old teacher's attitude was very gentle. He smiled and introduced himself. Then he said, "Next, I'll be teaching you the history of the catacombs. The history of the catacombs can be traced back to the distant past." The old professor's first sentence attracted everyone's attention. Someone couldn't help but say, "Teacher, it's not 1920. The old professor smiled and said, 1920 was the third entrance to the catacombs that was opened, not the first. Tracing back, the first entrance to the catacombs was clearly recorded to have been discovered in 1303, or should I say, even earlier. In 1303, there was a huge earthquake in Xishan province. According to the history of the Yuan dynasty, the earth split into a canal, and the people were crushed to death. 700 years? Everyone was shocked. Bai Ruoshi did not mention that the first entrance to the catacombs was discovered 700 years ago. The old professor smiled and said, "It's just our deduction. It might not be true. After all, we don't know what happened 700 years ago. However, our deduction is based on evidence. There's a sect in Xishan called Guangxing Temple. It's been around for thousands of years. According to the Guangxing Temple's records, as well as the records of the predecessors, 700 years ago, the predecessors of Guangxing Temple discovered the world of immortals. Everyone's interest was instantly aroused. The world of immortals? Yes. According to the predecessors of Guangxing Temple, the discovery of the world of immortals was also an accident. An expert from Guangxing Temple stepped into the world of immortals. After that, he returned. Not long after he returned, there was a huge earthquake. The predecessors who discovered the world of immortals and returned were severely injured in the earthquake. After that, they kept repeating the words, "Mortals should not covet it, and the immortals and gods will punish the human world." After that, the predecessors died in fear. From this, we can deduce that the predecessors of Guangxing Temple discovered the entrance to the catacombs. After that, the entrance to the catacombs expanded violently, causing the earthquake. Other than that, the first entrance is in Xishan province. This is also a clear proof. Fong Ping was slightly puzzled. He asked, "Teacher, then in the past 700 years, there have been no catacombs creatures invading?" The old professor smiled and said, "This is not strange. The catacombs are huge, so huge that we can't explore them. When the entrance to the catacombs appeared, the creatures might not have known. When the catacombs' abnormal movements caused disasters, it was not only a man-made disaster, but also a natural disaster. As long as the entrance expanded, it would cause a disaster on Earth. Therefore, the earthquake was not purely because the catacombs creatures attacked the entrance. In fact, the entrance to the catacombs was also expanding. When the first entrance appeared, it was not surprising that the catacombs creatures did not discover it. Their social system is similar to our historical dynasty. At that time, it was understandable that the catacombs creatures could not find the entrance. Also, even if they found it, they might not be able to break through the entrance. The old professor continued, "Why do the catacombs creatures want to attack the catacombs entrance? It is because they are restricted. There is actually a space separation between Earth and the catacombs. You can think of it as a space-time tunnel or a teleportation array. After many years of research, we found that this may be a one-way tunnel. Humans can enter it voluntarily, but if the catacombs creatures want to enter Earth, they need to break through the space separation." As the old professor spoke, he once again mocked himself. Perhaps this is a form of compensation the universe gives to the weak. The weak can enter the domain of the strong because they can't affect anything. But for the strong to enter the domain of the weak, they have to pay a certain price to prevent the weak from going extinct. When the first entrance appeared, it could have been the catacombs creatures. They did not have the ability to break through this boundary. We suspect that the power of this space separation has been declining for the past 700 years. 700 years ago, this power might have been very strong. It was so strong that even a rank 9 powerhouse could not break through. Now, it has reached the point where a rank 3 martial artist can break through. Fong Ping's expression changed slightly. He asked again, "Teacher, do you mean that the power of this isolation is still weakening, and in the future, rank 1 martial artists may be able to break through it?" "It should be so." The old professor sighed. "This situation is actually very obvious. The strange movements in the catacombs in recent years have something to do with this. In the past, the power of the isolation was strong. Many catacombs creatures were actually not very enthusiastic about attacking the catacombs door. After all, to walk out of the catacombs, they needed the ability of rank 3 and above. But now, once the power of the isolation is weakened again, it means that the catacombs army can march straight in." Everyone did not feel too much, but someone asked curiously, "The catacombs door was not opened by the catacombs creatures?" The old professor shook his head. "I'm not sure. It might not have been in the beginning, but now, according to the powerhouses, it has something to do with the catacombs creatures. In the beginning, this kind of space tunnel might have appeared unintentionally. After the catacombs creatures found out about the tunnel, it was a new world. The catacombs powerhouses may have taken the initiative to open the tunnel. This is because the speed at which the entrances have appeared in the past few years has been too fast, and they have all appeared in a planned pattern. Fu Changding was shocked. Doesn't this mean that there are powerhouses in the catacombs who can break through space? The old professor chuckled. You don't have to scare yourself. You don't understand the concept of breaking through space. It is a power that is so extreme that it cannot be achieved. Even the center of the explosion of a nuclear bomb cannot break through space. If such a powerhouse really appeared, wouldn't the human race have gone extinct a long time ago? We speculate that the catacombs door was originally a space tunnel that was hidden. Then it was discovered by the other party. Then it was used and slowly developed, finally forming the catacombs door. If this is the case, the catacombs powerhouses are not invincible and destructive powerhouses. This is because our Grandmaster powerhouses can actually make use of the catacombs door. If many Grandmaster powerhouses join forces, they can also temporarily seal this tunnel. Over at Tiannan, it is currently in a state of lockdown. Of course, a huge price has to be paid. Unless it is an emergency, Grandmasters will not do this. Moreover, it is only a temporary seal. Once a powerhouse from the other side attacks, the boundary will be broken very quickly. The reason I'm saying all this is to tell everyone that if our Grandmasters can temporarily seal the tunnel and the catacombs powerhouses can expand it, then the consequences will not be catastrophic. The old professor's meaning was very clear. If Grandmasters could do it, the catacombs creatures expanding the tunnel should also be within the limits of Grandmasters. As the old professor continued to explain, Fong Ping and the others rarely asked questions. Instead, they listened attentively. The first catacombs entrance was in Xishan. It should have appeared 700 years ago. The second catacombs entrance was in Shiwei. It should have appeared 450 years ago. After that, the third entrance appeared in the northwest region's Xiyuan province. A huge earthquake occurred in 1920. This was the clearest recorded appearance of the catacombs entrance. The first few entrances all appeared in the west. Then they appeared in the north and east one after another. Now, according to speculation, the next entrance's appearance would appear in the south. This was the traceable history of the catacombs. The old professor also shared some speculations in the industry. Some people speculate that this is actually a sign of the fusion of the worlds. Before the fusion, the space will be turbulent. The opening of each tunnel will cause natural disasters. This is caused by the fluctuations of the space. Of course, this speculation can't be confirmed for now. According to their theory, in this case, in the end, there will be no more catacombs entrances, because the worlds will fuse. The two worlds will become one, just like the various continents now becoming one world. Everyone could not help but think, if they really fused into one, how terrifying would that be? The catacombs was obviously much stronger than the human world. As they were thinking, the old professor laughed again. Actually, many people are eager to fuse. If they really fuse, some of the rules may be broken. For example, their immortality when they enter Earth. The catacombs are not the era of technology. Once they lose their immortality, do you think that the catacombs will definitely win against humans? Of course, this is just speculation. We can't take the risk. Those who take the risk are evil sects. The old professor's tone became cold. Many evil sect martial artists have this mentality. Open the entrances and let the catacombs creatures invade. Maybe if there are more catacombs creatures, the fusion of the worlds will speed up. These people are no longer fit to be called humans. Don't they know how many humans will die? Once the entrances are opened, Just to satisfy their fantasies and speculations, they have to experiment with the survival of humans? It's not like the catacombs creatures have never invaded before. The result was a massacre, an endless massacre. Someone actually came up with a strange idea. When more people die, the vitality force they emit is a necessary condition to open the passageway. According to them, when billions of people die, the passageway will be fully opened, and the worlds will begin to fuse. Some ambitious people are even considering using the power of science and technology to conquer the catacombs after the fusion. How ridiculous! How pathetic! Fong Ping could not help but feel a chill in his heart. At this moment, he finally knew what evil sect martial artists were. Teacher, are you saying that the evil sect's aim is to let the catacombs creatures invade, slaughter humans, and then wait for the worlds to fuse? Not all, but some evil sects have this aim. Someone could not help but curse, they're crazy. If all humans die, even if they conquer the catacombs, what's the point? The old professor shook his head. They're lunatics. What does it have to do with them if everyone else dies? There are lunatics, ambitious people, and cowards in the evil sects. In short, if you meet them and kill all of them, there might be injustice, but if you kill 9 out of 10, there will definitely be fish that slip through the net. These people's deaths are not to be regretted. If you meet them outside in the future, don't feel guilty no matter how many you kill. Many of these rank 2 martial artists had done missions and encountered evil sect martial artists before. Departments like the military department killed evil sect martial artists without mercy. There were almost no requests to arrest them. In the past, everyone thought that it was too cruel. Now that they knew the evil sect's aim, everyone instantly felt that those people deserved to die. Countless soldiers and martial artists were resisting the catacombs invasion at the front line. These people actually had the idea of letting them enter Earth. When the time came, even if the world rules were really broken and the catacombs creatures could be killed, how many people would die? A few 100 million? A few billion? It might even be the price of humanity's extinction. In this hour, the old professor talked about the origin of the catacombs, talked about evil sects, and talked about the current 22 entrances and branch locations in Sino Nation. He also talked about many speculations and judgments in the industry, as well as some sect matters. For example, Guangxing Temple, the first sect to discover the catacombs entrance, still existed today. In Xishan, Guangxing Temple still had a Grandmaster powerhouse keeping watch. It was also one of the pillars of the sect world. Everyone listened with great interest. Before they knew it, the time was up. The old professor smiled and said, "We'll continue tomorrow." Everyone was a little disappointed. This was much more interesting than cultural studies, but it was only an hour. Right? There's still a voting process. Everyone vote now and distribute the credit rewards for today. The old professor thought of this and said, Fong Ping became active instantly and took the initiative to help collect the votes. After collecting the votes, Fong Ping looked at them one by one. He remembered when he was collecting the votes just now. Fong Ping, 42 votes, the highest. Zhang Ziwei, 17 votes. Yu Xianghua, 8 votes. Fong Ping glanced at the two of them with a smile, but they could not be bothered with him. Those votes were cast by others and had nothing to do with them. They could only restrain their friends. Fong Ping did not look at them anymore. It was fine as long as he was in the lead. When he was no longer in the lead, he would treat these people to tea. After the class ended, everyone discussed in low voices as they walked. Whether it was the time of the catacombs appearance, the so-called world fusion theory, or the existence of evil sect martial artists, they were all the center of everyone's topics. Fu Changding said a few words and suddenly said, "Actually, I'm more interested in the sections. What do you guys think sect martial artists are like?" Up until now, everyone had not come into contact with sect martial artists. Hearing him say this, everyone was a little interested. In everyone's eyes, the term sect was synonymous with being backward and ignorant. Chapter 199. In the remaining time, Fong Ping continued honing his bones and cultivating his combat techniques while attending the special training classes. Gradually, he formed a rough impression of the catacombs in his mind. This impression was solidified when the instructor led everyone to MCMU South Building Number 2 to look at the topographic map. Building Number 2. The hall spanned thousands of square meters. The only thing that existed was a huge, modernized sand table. The old professor who led the team walked into the hall and said with a smile, "The third floor is the simulated topographic map of the Magic City catacombs. The fourth floor is the Donglin Catacombs topographic map. The fifth floor is the Donghu Catacombs map. Currently, MCMU only has the maps of these three places. The military department has the entire map. The catacombs is just a general term. We prefer to add a prefix in front of it because the 22 catacombs entrances are not connected. Maybe they are connected, but at least humans have not explored to this extent yet. For so many years, no one has been able to reach the next entrance from this entrance. As for all of us, we are preparing to enter the Magic City catacombs next. In the catacombs, we can't use technology or take pictures. Phones and cameras will lose their power source if we bring them in. Therefore, these maps are made by humans bit by bit, probing bit by bit, and finally summarized into a simulated sand table." Fong Ping and the others were no longer in the mood to listen to what he was saying. At this moment, everyone was staring at the sand table. Is this a city? Probably a village. Why is the city so small? What's the scale of this sand table? I didn't know the catacombs were like this. I thought it was a group of savages, primitive people. Many people knew that the catacombs, like Earth, had its own civilization. However, many people thought that the creatures in the catacombs lived in an era where they ate raw meat and drank blood. Now, however, when the sand table appeared, everyone realized that they were wrong. On the sand table, there were many cities. The conspicuous tall city walls were telling everyone that the catacombs were not a savage society. They had their own civilization and their own social system. They might not be as advanced as Earth, but everyone took different paths. This was not a difference in the level of civilization. Fong Ping glanced at it briefly and frowned. He asked softly, "Instructor, the standard on the map is 13 cities. In other words, Magic City's catacombs can accommodate 13 cities? How big are these cities? What's the population?" The instructor in charge shook his head and said, "Not 13. Remember, we have only detected 13 cities so far." The meaning of these words was completely different from Fong Ping's. Zhang Ziwei, who was not far away, said mildly, "Maybe we can treat every catacombs entrance as its own world and not as a whole. Currently, we can only probe up to this distance in the Magic City catacombs world. The price we have to pay is extremely heavy. MCMU's 3 grandmasters were sacrificed in this process. Obviously, she knew more than Fong Ping. Fong Ping did not care about this. Instead, he frowned and said, "If that's the case, the catacombs entrance appearing on the surface might not necessarily appear in the corresponding position of the catacombs. Perhaps this kind of space passageway appears irregularly." His words were a little convoluted, but the tutor still understood. The old professor smiled and said, "That's right. For example, there's an entrance in Donglin. It's 600 kilometers away from the entrance to Magic City. Based on this location, we should be able to find the East Forest entrance if we enter from the Magic City entrance and keep heading east." But currently, there were Grandmaster experts who had explored 3,000 kilometers to the east, but they still could not find the existence of the entrance. If they continued to head east, it would be a boundless ocean. This means that the catacombs are so big that there is no limit. They are tens or hundreds of times bigger than our Earth. Otherwise, it means that the space passageway's appearance is random. There is no connection between the surface and the catacombs. There's another possibility. When he mentioned the last possibility, the old professor glanced at Zhang Ziwei. It's just like what Zhang Ziwei said. Every catacombs entrance is actually an independent world. However, the military department's Commander Li denied this theory. Commander Li said that he once felt the aura of the powerhouses inside the catacombs entrance in the east when he was at the catacombs entrance in the north. The military department's Commander Li? Everyone's interest was piqued. The number one grandmaster in Sino Nation was the military department's commander-in-chief, Li Jun. That's right. Commander Li said it. The old professor sighed and said, "This is not good news. We would rather it be an independent world than for the catacombs to be a whole." However, Commander Li's words should be true. Since he felt it, a grandmaster powerhouse like him would not make a wrong judgment. This also means that the catacombs are actually connected. They are also in the same world. The reason why we did not detect other entrances is probably due to our strength and the fact that the catacombs are too big. Just the Magic City catacombs alone will take 3,000 kilometers to the east and 2,000 kilometers to the west. The distance from east to west is at least 5,000 kilometers. As for north and south, we will be in the southernmost part of the catacombs. Behind us is also a vast ocean. It is impossible to detect how big the ocean is. All the powerhouses who travel far have fallen in the ocean. Maybe they lost their way. As for the north, it is the gathering place of the catacombs creatures. We can only go in for about 1,000 kilometers. Any further, and we will enter the depths of the catacombs. It is extremely dangerous. The distance from east to west is 5,000 kilometers. The limit of the detection from north to south is 1,000 kilometers. Fong Ping looked at the sand table in front of him. It was similar to a long strip. Did this not mean that it was 5 million square kilometers in size? Fong Ping swallowed and said softly, "Instructor, what you mean is that the area of the Magic City catacombs that has been detected is as big as half of Sino Nation?" "That's right." "This is still not a complete exploration." Fong Ping swallowed again. "If the exploration is complete, the area of an entrance might be as big as Sino Nation?" The old professor nodded again and said meaningfully, "It might be bigger than Sino Nation." This is also hard to say. No one knows what is in the depths of the ocean in the south. What about the depths of the north? We have not detected the limit of the area in all directions. Therefore, you can see the 22 catacombs entrances as 22 worlds. This is also possible. After all, Commander Li is the only one who has discovered similar powerhouses, auras. This means that the creatures of the middle and lower levels of the catacombs are still unable to pass through the next entrance. One entrance, one world. It might be bigger than Sino Nation at this moment. Fong Ping truly understood why everyone regarded the catacombs as a crisis of the world. It was too big. In Sino Nation, there were currently 22 entrances. Even if it was calculated according to the area that had been detected in Magic City, 22 catacombs was equivalent to the size of 11 Sino Nations, an area of more than 100 million square kilometers. Asia, less than 45 million square kilometers. The second largest continent, Africa, was about 30 million square kilometers. The third largest continent, North America, was about 24 million square kilometers. As for the other few continents, they were even smaller. The 7 continents that humans had discovered so far had a total area of about 150 million square kilometers. As for Sino Nation, just the area of the catacombs that had been detected was close to the size of Earth's landmass. The other countries were about the same. Right now, the area of the catacombs entrances that had been discovered all over the world was about 1 billion square kilometers, more than a landmass of 6 Earths. There are only 13 cities in such a big place. Fong Ping suddenly breathed a sigh of relief. 5 million square kilometers. On the surface of Sino Nation, There would be 100 or 200 prefecture-level cities and close to 1,000 county towns. As for the population in the south, it would be as much as 700 or 800 million. There were only 13 cities in the catacombs. No matter how big it was, the population would not be too big. The old professor also confirmed this point. The population of the catacombs is not too big. We can't do in-depth exploration of the later ones. However, from the entrance, we have encountered the first city many times. The population is about 2 million, and the army is about 200,000. They have their own social system. Not all of them are soldiers. They also have normal people. A lot of them. The population of Magic City's catacombs is about 30 million and above. The combat army is about 3 million. Currently, what we need to face is only the first city in the catacombs. We have named it Sky Gate City. Sky Gate. Fong Ping furrowed his brows. This name is enough to elevate them. The old professor shook his head and sighed softly. Back then, maybe everyone had a glimmer of hope. Maybe, as the ancestors of Guangxing Temple said, this is the immortal world. Sky Gate, Sky Gate, Sky Gate. What a pity, the old professor sighed again and again. It was a pity that all these years the catacombs had only brought death and destruction. No one had any extravagant hopes anymore. This was not the immortal world. It was just a beautiful fantasy of mankind. Yu Xianghua said, Instructor, if that's the case, Magic City only needs to face the other party's 200,000 combat soldiers. Only? The old professor laughed. Do you know how strong the catacombs are? 10% of their combat soldiers are martial artists. They have their own martial artist army. A pure martial artist army. In a place like the catacombs where cold weapons are king, you have no idea how scary a martial artist army of 20,000 people is. Yu Xianghua could not help but ask, doesn't our military department have a martial artist army too? It's different. The military department has indeed trained many martial artists in recent years. Currently, there are more than 1 million martial artists in Sino Nation, be it vitality martial artists or combat martial artists. However, the military department is not all. There are many martial artists in the military department. If you add up all the military regions, I'm afraid there are no less than 200,000 people, which is double the number of students in martial arts universities. However, the military department needs to be stationed at 22 entrances. That's a very small number. Moreover, the Surface Society also needs the military department to suppress the evil sects which has delayed a portion of martial artists. There are less than 5,000 martial artists from the military department stationed in Magic City's catacombs. Therefore, we've always been in a defensive position. Moreover, they have 13 cities. Even if they really concentrate all their forces and wipe out Sky Gate City, what will happen next? After our battle with Sky Gate City, there will be almost no casualties. Once the cities behind us send in reinforcements, we will definitely be wiped out. Now that we're in a tug-of-war with Sky Gate City, the cities behind us will not send in reinforcements. The catacombs' domain awareness is very strong. As long as Sky Gate City is not at a disadvantage and asks for help, most of the other cities will sit on the mountain and watch the tigers fight. According to our observations, the catacombs does not seem to have a centralized central government. Cities are independent units. In other words, our military and martial artists in the catacombs can only go against Sky Gate City. Wrong. The old professor shook his head again. We're not going against them. We're barely defending ourselves. We're no match for Sky Gate City. Of course, this is referring to field battles. They won't dare to attack our base with full force. First, our base is heavily guarded. They've suffered great losses before. Second, in an emergency, we've sent out many grandmasters to encircle and annihilate them. If it weren't for the support from the cities behind us, Sky Gate City would naturally be no match for the entire Sino nation. However, our Grandmaster powerhouses can't enter wantonly. We can't destroy Skygate City unless we have the confidence to go against the 13 cities. Not to mention, there are still terrifying powerhouses further north of the 13 cities. If too many human Grandmasters gather, it's very likely that these terrifying powerhouses will be drawn out. Capital City's catacombs happened once 70 years ago. At that time, there were less than 100 Grandmasters in Sino Nation. They gathered more than 40 Grandmasters to annihilate Capital City's catacombs. In the end, many unknown terrifying powerhouses appeared in the depths of the catacombs. In the end, 16 Sino Nation Grandmasters fell. That battle also damaged the foundation of Sino Nation. Capital City Martial Arts University was almost destroyed in that battle. The vice-chancellor, and the deans of various schools all died in battle. Speaking of the past, the old professor could not help but sigh. In recent years, Capital City Martial Arts University had lost many Grandmasters in battle. Actually, it had something to do with this kind of war. In the Catacombs War, martial arts universities that were established later, like MCMU, rarely participated. Capital City Martial Arts University had always been the main force. This had also led to the death of Grandmasters in battle since the university was founded. Fong Ping and the others felt slightly aggrieved. So, we can only defend? If they fought, they would not be able to win in a small-scale fight. If they fought on a large scale, it would put Sino Nation's future on the line. Even if they could win, they would at most conquer 1 or 2 catacombs. However, if they did that, half of Sino Nation's Grandmaster powerhouses would probably die. What about the remaining catacombs entrances? The old professor chuckled. There's no need to be so pessimistic. The younger generation is growing very fast. The future is still bright. Decades ago, how many Grandmaster powerhouses did Sino Nation have? But now, today we're getting stronger, but the catacombs' progress is not as fast as ours. That's why we've always been on the defensive. It's to buy time for future humans. If we really fight, hundreds of Sino Nation Grandmasters can at least destroy 3 to 5 catacombs entrances. However, if the catacombs are really connected, and we've destroyed so many entrances, the time for the catacombs to fully invade will come in an instant. That's why we'd rather fight a small-scale battle and rely on human lives than wage a full-scale war. Nowadays, there were more and more powerhouses. This was visible to the naked eye. In the past, there were less than 100 Grandmasters in Sino Nation. In the past 30 years, there were close to 100 Grandmasters. On average, there were 3 Grandmasters every year. This was simply unbelievable. There were Grandmasters in the business world every year. It was the same for the government. Under such circumstances, the government was actually unwilling to carry out the great final battle immediately. That would be digging their own grave. They could only endure it by time. The longer time passed, the greater the hope for mankind. The great final battle still depended on the powerhouses. The usual catacombs missions and catacombs wars were also a kind of training for the soldiers to train powerhouses. There was no other way that soldiers and middle and low-ranked martial artists were sacrificed in large numbers. At this time, people needed to be sacrificed. If no one was willing, then the extinction of mankind would not be far away. At this moment, everyone stopped asking questions and started looking at the sand table. The catacombs' 13 cities were spread out in a fan shape. The southernmost area, which was where Magic City Catacombs population entered, was the sea. On this side of the sea was Sino Nation's base. Skygate City was about 80 kilometers away from the base. It did not sound far. In modern society, one could reach it in half an hour by driving a car and racing. However, in the catacombs, one mainly relied on walking. This kind of distance was still quite far. If they relied on forced marching on foot to travel 50 kilometers a day, they would be considered a strong army. If they traveled 70 kilometers a day, such an army would definitely be known as an elite. 80 kilometers away was Sky Gate City. Sky Gate City was also the gateway city to Magic City Catacombs. Behind it were other cities. The catacombs had mountains and rivers. It had everything. When the old professor saw that everyone was looking carefully, he laughed and said, "Technology is still very amazing. Soon, our 3D catacombs three-dimensional map will be completed. When that time comes, everyone will be able to experience everything in the catacombs more directly." After we enter the catacombs, we will mainly move within a 30-kilometer radius of the base. This distance has been cleaned, so it is relatively safer. However, Sky Gate City's army is also active, including their martial artists. Some of the martial artists who are not soldiers are also moving around freely. Therefore, danger is inevitable. In the catacombs, other than the catacombs humans, we will temporarily call them that. Other than the catacombs humans, there are many other dangers. This includes their flora and fauna. Some of the animals even have the power of high-ranked powerhouses. The catacombs is more like a mythical world of legends. These flora and fauna can be seen as monsters. Danger is everywhere. Similarly, opportunities are everywhere. Why are humans getting stronger and stronger? It has a lot to do with the catacombs. This includes the production of various pills, the development and utilization of energy stones, and even the creation of some combat techniques. All of these are related to the catacombs. Do you know why the few rank 5 students in MCMU can improve so quickly? It is also related to their opportunities in the catacombs. I will not go into these one by one. Previously, we did not compile teaching materials because in the past, only rank 3 martial artists could enter. In the early stages, there would be a short period of training in the military department. In the military department, there are all kinds of information summaries. This is also the first time MCMAU has opened a rank 2 special training class. Therefore, we are discussing with the military department to prepare some catacombs teaching materials for everyone to read and deepen their impressions. The old professor spoke until his mouth was dry. Fong Ping and the others were also listening with fascination. It turned out that the few MCMU rank 5 powerhouses had obtained opportunities in the catacombs. The pursuit of strength was also what all martial artists looked forward to. Perhaps the benefits of the catacombs were also a key reason why martial artists kept coming. At this moment, the image of the catacombs was becoming clearer in everyone's mind. As for the matter of getting lost, Fong Ping was no longer concerned. The catacombs was not a desert, nor was it a prairie. There were cities and human strongholds. How could it be so easy to get lost? Thinking of the many benefits of the catacombs, everyone was suddenly eager to try. They could not wait to enter the catacombs immediately, obtain the benefits, and break through rank 3, rank 4, or even rank 5. You're tuning into the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.